Today's episode of Drunken Peasants is brought to you by Season 2 of the podcast Blowback, exclusively available on Stitcher Premium. After a critically acclaimed retelling of the Iraq War, Season 2 of Blowback, co-hosted by Brendan James and Noah Colwyn, is a 10-part account of the unlikely story of the Cuban Revolution. It's a nuclear-tipped showdown between the Kennedy brothers, Fidel Castro, the Soviet Union, the CIA, and the Mafia. To listen now and get a free month of Stitcher Premium, go to Stitcher.com/premium and enter the promo code PEASANTS when you select a monthly plan. That's Stitcher.com/premium, promo code PEASANTS.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
It's true.
Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 870.
Do it live!
And we're doing it live again. And we got Hellbent back for the first time in quite a while. Welcome back, Hellbent.
We missed you.
Hey, it's good to see you. How you two doing?
We're doing fine, you know.
Very good.
As much as can be expected. We want to remind all of you guys watching right now, if you could like the stream, give us a little jump start, a little kick in the pants. That would be great. Liking the stream helps increase awareness on this wonderful April the 20th. Also, this coming Friday, our first Patreon private show of this month. It's DP Idol. Yes, DP Idol, the second one. We're actually doing another one because the last one turned out way better than expected. Basically, what we need is all of you, any of you DP fans out there, if you would like to compete in DP Idol, we need you to send in 3 full karaoke versions of 3 songs of your choice, and we will put them up against one another to determine one winner. Well, last time we had 2 winners because there was a dead tie.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that.
Karaoke battles on the internet, huh?
Yeah, and then, well, basically the people love having a say. And DP is more democratic than democracy itself. Okay? Yeah, that's why. They love it. And then after that, next Friday, the following Friday, Friday the 30th, Actual Mania with the biggest Actual Mania card in history.
Of all time.
In history, until we do a bigger one someday.
Yeah.
But, world champion Casey Tron defending her title for the first time ever against a mystery opponent. Egghead versus Mickey Richards versus Lucas Werner versus Kevin Joseph King for the currency in the account contract to cash in against the champion at any time. Kalo, the defending Cringerweight champion versus Thomas the Creator. It's Kalo versus the evil side of Kalo. Also, tag team action. King Cobra JFS and his love doll versus the Trolley Hannity, Spec and Magicus they're trying to dethrone King Cobra for the first time in several months. King Cobra has held on to the tag team title with his love doll. Chris Chan versus Justin Emo Howling Wolf. That's going to be interesting.
It's going to be extreme.
T-Bob versus Dave Rubin versus Milo Yiannopoulos versus Godzi Kozo in a Butthole Challenge.
First ever
match.
Butthole Challenge match.
And then finally, Jesse Lee Peterson versus Tommy Sotomayor versus E.T. Williams in a crazy triple threat. I don't even know what to name it. I'm afraid to name it something because I like it in trouble.
But that's not it.
No.
Because the pre-show.
Yes.
The
Go ahead.
pre-show, but everybody's going to watch for free before actual Mania is going to have over the top in so many ways. Battle Royal of Crazies will begin on the pre-show, and that will continue throughout the night. But
Yes.
the first round will go on the pre-show.
You guys will get a taste of it for free even if you're not a patron.
It's like crack.
Yes. So don't forget to check that out. Now that we've got all of that out of the way, yes, we have to get to the big news of the day today, which means before we do that, we have to play the Action News intro, which we are about to do right now whenever this thing catches
Gonna
up.
touch me, DP?
He called me sir and got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow.
They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
We forgot to mention also, by order of the anonymous Actual Mania donator, we will be inducting the first ever member of the Actual Mania Hall of Fame on Friday the 30th as well.
Well, that's going to be a night to remember.
There's some interesting entries into the Battle Royal, too. A few I'm not able to mention. A few that I am, though. Brett Keane, Stephen Dawson, Shani and Rev, Von Helton, Tila Tequila, Buff Carell, Jared Genesis, Onision, Chris Hansen, Alex Jones, Baked Alaska, Nick Fuentes, Spexo, Teddy Hart, Derek Savage, Wild Bill, and more.
And more.
Surprises
And
galore.
more.
And more.
Yeah. So I was on the edge of my seat watching the verdict today because obviously I watched the video. I didn't watch the whole trial, but I saw the video enough times, especially when George Floyd first died. And to me, it looked like murder. So I was glad that they were deciding to charge him with second-degree murder. Obviously, they can't do first degree. It'd be hard to prove that he planned this ahead of time. But second degree seemed to fit. So I'm glad that the verdict that I thought, or the charge stuck. All of the charges stuck. He was found guilty of all charges. I'm glad that happened. But also, I think now, if he would have been found not guilty, there would have been a lot more civil unrest. And the healing could not have begun. It would have taken. I think now the healing can begin. And I even heard, various people today say that.
They would say that? Who? Like anybody pertinent?
I believe I heard. What's his name? The Ellison. The Minnesota. District attorney.
Yeah, hopefully there's some healing, and also people are held accountable in the future as well.
Of course.
That's
part of the healing.
Yeah.
This can't just be a one-off. They can't be like, oh, well, we found him guilty, so it's okay now. We can go back to normal.
For all the people right now who feel like they lost, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Good. For all the people that feel like they won, there's a whole lot more work to do.
Nobody lost or won. Someone was murdered, and someone's going to prison for probably about 40 years. I mean, there's not really a win here. It was more about justice. No one lost or won.
You can't just let somebody walk free after that. I mean,
Yeah.
That'd be a bit weird.
If he didn't have his hands in his pockets, it's like, how could somebody be
focus on that a lot.
unrest? Because he's had his freaking hands in his pockets.
A good point.
You're trying to say that this guy was out of control, had to be subdued, but you had your hands in your pockets? Come on.
I've had to subdue plenty of people, right? Never, no matter how drunk or wasted they are, have I felt comfortable just let's slip my hands in my pocket here and just do it all legs.
He's like, you know what? It's leg day. Let's go. That's so.
I'm a black belt in judo. I can do this. My karate instructor at the kiosk said I could.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take a look at some video of this and some other weird stuff.
I'll read the verdicts as they will appear in the permanent records of the 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin.
Yeah, my
District
heart
Court,
was pumping
4th
at this
Judicial
point.
District.
Like,
State of Minnesota plaintiff versus Derek Michael Chauvin, defendant. Verdict, count 1. Court file number 27.
to be a judge, you might need to know how to read a little bit. I don't know.
I don't think so.
CR20.
Nah.
Most of them are ex-lawyers who had to go to law school.
12646. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1,
What's
unintentional
he looking
second
at?
I don't know, but I remember watching this, and I don't remember him reacting very much, which, whatever.
No, he does this Doom guy thing with his eyes where he darts left and right like he's thinking about running for the door.
committing a felony. Find the defendant guilty.
There it goes.
This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19.
They got him on all 3 counts. So, murder, second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and manslaughter. So, and they haven't done the sentencing yet, right? So we don't know how long they're putting him away for. He faces a maximum of 40 years for the second-degree murder.
Yeah.
And they'll probably let him serve the sentences simultaneously, so we'll see how much time they actually give him.
They'll probably put him in
2
protective
weeks.
custody.
In prison?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can pull an Epstein?
Well, I don't know if they don't, he'll be pulled Epstein.
Jeez.
Same caption.
Yeah, I'd
verdict
rather be
count-
Epstein than put in general population as this
sets
guy.
an
Are you
important
kidding me?
precedent. Police
Man.
officers can now be held accountable in the court of law.
Yes.
So, I approve of this verdict. You do a crime, you do the time. Also, I love you guys.
Oh, I love you, Eduardo.
Oh, thank you.
Same here, buddy.
Haven't police been like charged in certain circumstances before as well, though? Like it's not
Sometimes, years ago in my hometown, there was a story where a bunch of cops like tied this guy down to like a table that they use to like hold people down when they're freaking out, and they tased him a bunch of times, and he died from it.
Yeah.
And nothing happened to the cops.
Yeah.
Like
You
that
remember that
seems
one
about as
where-
bad as this. Like when you zap someone to death, and they'll be like, "Oh, he had a heart condition." It's like it doesn't matter. Like if someone has like they're prone to aneurysms, and I punch them in the head and they have an aneurysm and die, I still killed them. I'm still the cause of it, even though they were more susceptible to it than a normal person. It's still my fault.
That's why the security move first step isn't to just knock somebody out and punch them down. You know what I
Right.
mean? You got to like grab them. But I remember that one instance of that guy who was thrown in the back of a police van, and I guess it turned too hard and his neck just broke while he's in there. That one always bothered me. That was about 2 years ago. I remember hearing about that one and thinking, like, how? Like, how do you get him in the paddy wagon and take a little bit of a left too hard, and all of a sudden his neck's broken and he's dead? I don't know.
Yeah, I see people in the chat asking, Mickey Richards asked, what's the appropriate sentence? What do you guys think? You think he should get the full 40? I mean, there's a good chance he won't see the light of day. You know, he's already over 40, right? So he may not live.
Take a life, lose a life. Figured if you're going to go that route, 40 years sounds pretty fair. I mean, fair
That's
is
the
not
maximum.
really a word to use here. But
whatever they give
40
him.
years sounds appropriate.
He'll probably catch parole before then, right?
If they make him eligible. I don't know about the eligibility of parole. I don't know if that's something that the judge rules on.
I imagine they would.
Even Charles Manson had the possibility of parole. He never got it, but he tried for it every now and then. And those parole hearings are a masterpiece if you want to go back and watch those. Those are amazing. So here's
all good old Charlie Manson.
Here's
Little goof.
Floyd's George Floyd's family reacting to the verdict.
Hey, my nephew, he calling me Baby Al, but Jesse calling me Steve Harvey. But man, it's I feel relieved today.
Al Sharpton was a fat, and he's done. I don't know. He like prayed the fat away.
Yeah, now he looks kind of like an alien.
He lost so much fat that he lost part of his name too. He stopped calling himself the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yeah, you only call yourself Reverend when you're fat or a predator.
Well, I see Reverend Jesse Jackson back there.
I finally
behind Al
have the
Sharpton.
opportunity.
I had no idea Jesse Jackson was so much bigger than Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton looks very small.
For hopefully getting some sleep. A lot of days that I prayed and I hoped and I was speaking everything into existence. I said I have faith that he will be convicted.
There were so many reasons to convict him. I mean, I almost feel like Chauvin's. How do you say his name? Chauvin?
I think, yeah.
Chauvin. Every time I see it,
I don't know. I almost feel like his defense lawyer needs to leave town and move somewhere else and change his name. Like, someone has to do that job, but damn, people are going to look at you and be like, yeah, you defended that.
Well,
Someone has to.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's their job, and that's what makes our court system fair, fair as it can be.
People defend all types of people, right?
Right. Oh,
I suppose if you're a big scumbag, you're like, hey, who defended that one guy with the George Floyd? That guy, I need him. He'll do anything.
Or he could be like, hey, yeah, I'm the guy that lost Chauvin. I'm the reason he's in prison, really. I did a horrible job.
If you admitted that, you'd be in trouble.
Disbarred, probably, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long journey. Yeah. And it's been less than a year. And the person that comes to my mind is 1955. And to me, he was the first George Floyd. That was Emmett Till.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. I did was on CNN with Deborah Watts, and
that guy on the right, all the way on the right, that's Ben Crump, and he's anytime there's some kind of like civil rights related issue in the legal system, he's always on top of it. Every time, like anytime something is happening somewhere, they're like, oh, here's the family's attorney, Ben Crump. I'm like, how many cases is this guy taking on at one time?
He just brought him back to life.
Wow.
People forgot about him.
Yeah.
But he was the first George Floyd.
Yes.
But today, you have the cameras all around the world to see and show what happened to my brother. It was a motion picture. The world seeing his life being extinguished. And I could do nothing but watch. Especially in that courtroom over and over and over again as my brother was murdered. Times, they're getting harder every day. 10 miles away from here, Mr. Wright, Dante Wright.
That's right. Yeah.
He should still be here. We have to always understand that we have to march. We will have to do this for life. We have to protest because it seems like this is a never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
Reverend Al always told me, we got to keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Keep fighting. No backsteps. Biden, Kamala Harris. Maybe you should get everybody you put in jail on weed charges out today on 422. Let's make it a big one. Let's make it a big 420.
I would hope so, but I wouldn't count on it.
I mean, it would be a nice gesture if we could get people out of prison who did a weed too.
Oh man,
that would be pretty cool.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody who's serving time for a weed. It's not right. All drugs.
Here's some Kamala talking about this.
For your steadfastness. Today.
Steadfastness?
She just said steadfastness?
For your is she talking to Billy the Fridge?
She better not be Kamala.
Hold on.
Kamala.
Actually, she meant your stud fatness. Your studly fatness.
Okay, I'll let you have this one.
Family.
Listen.
For your steadfastness. Today, we feel
steadfastness.
Still.
She did not say stud, Ben.
Family. For your steadfastness. Today, we feel a sigh of relief.
Biden's thinking I'm rubbing off on her.
Water.
Still, it cannot take away the pain. A measure of justice isn't the same as equal justice. This verdict brings us a step closer, and the fact is, we still have work to do.
Yes.
We still must reform the system. Last summer, together with Senator Cory Booker and Representative Karen Bass, I introduced the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. This bill would hold law enforcement accountable and help build trust between law enforcement and our communities. This bill is part of George Floyd's legacy. The president.
Why even have Biden there? Why have him standing back there? I don't know. Whatever.
It looks sad.
Yeah.
Continue to urge the Senate to pass this legislation.
He's not just wearing a
as a
COVID
panacea.
mask. He has a muzzle on, so he doesn't say something about corn pop.
Yeah, for
There's a
every
real bad
problem, but as a start.
Just staring at a
This
reporter
work
straight in the eyes
is
right now.
long overdue.
Like what?
America has a long history of systemic racism. Black Americans and black men in particular.
Okay, so that's what she had to say about it. Here's
Biden was told if he stood in the back quietly, he'd get ice cream.
Hello.
He does like ice cream.
He loves ice cream.
Hello. Hey, how you doing? How's Gianna doing?
Feeling better now. Nothing is going to make it all
It's Biden calling George Floyd's family. Japan 4.
better, but at least God, now there's some justice.
Right.
And I think Gianna's coming. My daddy's going to change the world. He's going to start to change it now.
That's right. Yes. Amen.
Start to change it now. So you've been incredible. You're an incredible thing. I wish I were there, just put my arms around you. I'm standing here.
He wants to put his arms around them and sniff their hair.
It's just Biden things.
Cedric, we've been talking, we've been watching every second of this, and the vice president, all of us, and we're all so relieved. Not just one verdict, all three, purely on all three counts. And it's really important. I'm anxious to see you guys. I really am. And we're going to get a lot.
We're going to have a party. We'll have a barbecue. I'll bring the hot sauce.
You're the most powerful person in the country right now. Why are you so happy about the verdict trial? Couldn't you have done? No, never mind. That's
Well, he
stupid.
can't really mess with the states, right? It would go to federal if he wanted. If it didn't
He's
work
not
out
the
in the
judge
states.
in a federal court system anyway.
Yeah.
There's really nothing he can do about
What
it.
he could do though is go down there like he did with Corn Pop with a chain, and show the cops that he's a bad dude too.
He wants to be,
they're all bald. He has no hair to sniff, so
he wants to be
that's
Trump
not his
behind the
scene.
gym. Check this.
Jeff Pegues is with an activist now that he met some years ago after the police killing of Michael Brown. That was in Ferguson, Missouri. Jeff?
Yeah, this is J. Mull agreed, and I think his perspective is important because I don't know if there's anyone under the age of 30 in this country who knows more about police community relations than this young man who's now 25. He lives in Chicago, but now he travels the country discussing these issues. And you were just telling me a few minutes ago that, I don't know, you're surprised that he was found guilty on all these.
Were any of you guys surprised? Because I was not surprised at all.
I was surprised that they gave him the same sentence they give a regular person for committing manslaughter, right?
I
You know
mean,
what I
he
mean?
got-
It seems like they gave him a very, maybe it's a weird way to say pedestrian sentence, to where it's like, hey, you're not affluent, and hey, you're not embedded in the system, so you're getting the whole enchilada instead of like, a little bit of a plea deal here, or maybe like,
He almost
something
got
like
a
that.
federal plea deal actually, but it would have been under the Trump administration, and at the time they weren't even going to mess with that. So he didn't get that, and he was found guilty of 3 charges, 2 murder charges and 1 manslaughter
All
charge.
3 charges.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it wasn't gonna happen, but I was relieved, because there's always the chance that everything that's happened before happens, and this last year of people speaking out fell on deaf ears. You have, I think, the Breonna Taylor situation. It didn't lead to a conviction of the officer. A lot of people were mad about that, but we had like undeniable video evidence of what happened to George Floyd. And if you could throw that away, it's like, how do you explain that if you don't convict this guy?
Yeah.
There's very little opinion to be had in the George Floyd death, because
Well, I don't know. I heard he was on fentanyl. I heard he
had a heart
did
condition.
He did a lot of. He was doing fentanyl and meth.
I've done a similar job when it comes to wrestling down, inebriated people. I've done that for quite a bit. When someone's dosed up on stuff like that, they're a lot easier to take out than somebody who's on, let's just say, meth or coke or any of that. So, when they're already, hazed out, I never felt the need to kick somebody to the ground, and I've never had to put my knee on anybody. Ever.
I mean, I do think that putting your knee on people is a tactic that they teach you to subdue people. I don't think that you do that for 10 minutes while the person's saying they can't breathe. They're not. I saw the video. He wasn't struggling.
It doesn't have to be on their neck, too. It could be on their...
I feel like the knee to the back of the neck is if you don't know if they got a weapon on them and you're there, limited manpower, right? Because,
there was 4 guys there. There were 4 cops there.
Yeah, their trial's coming, too. This isn't over. They're going to have a trial for each one of these guys. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well... I mean, I remember last time I was on, there was a man who broke free from the police. He got one of their tasers and pointed it back at the police, and he got shot. And I could almost understand that one a little bit because, the cops don't know what to do. They just lost their taser. But that was an issue of training. That wasn't like well-trained cops. That was people that shouldn't have been there to make the arrest to begin with, being out there screwing up and then getting scared, to where the George Floyd thing looked like, hey, I know what I'm doing. And that gives so much more intent behind it. You can't even bring up the idea of accidental this or poor training that. It's like, yeah, I know how to do this. It's pretty natural to them.
There was that video almost a year ago. I think it was in June. And the 2 cops were trying to get a guy out of his car. And he wouldn't get out of the car. And they were like, look, you have to... They were struggling with him. And he was struggling. He was putting up a real fight. And they tried to pull him out of the car. And the guy unloaded gunshots on him, and I think he got away. He shot both the cops and got away. You do worry about that when you're a cop, but you should worry more about killing somebody with your bare knee or whatever than if Floyd was not in a rage or anything. He
wasn't in his car at the time. He was on the floor.
He was handcuffed. He was handcuffed.
He was handcuffed. How many people did he have with him? 4 other police officers standing there?
When you're laying face down and your arms are handcuffed behind your back, you don't really need to be held down.
If your arms are behind your back, you're pretty much you're stuck.
Yeah.
And you should be left
there. Pull your little hidden pistol from your ass out and shoot somebody with, So, I don't see the threat other than him flopping around, maybe.
Why are you surprised, given your experience learning about these issues, studying these issues, and being an activist when it comes to these issues?
Well, this isn't something that we see on a day-to-day basis with these cases. The last time I seen people cheering like this, it was in Chicago. I was one of the organizers in the Laquan McDonald movement, and Jason Van Dyke was one of the first officer in Chicago. So
Laquan
we don't see
McDonald
it.
shot 16 times on the streets of Chicago.
Yeah.
And it took about a year for the video of the shooting to come out.
Yep.
And that's when the unrest, if you will, began, and the calls for change began as well.
Yep, he's one of the first officers in Illinois.
I think a lot of the jurors knew the consequences of him being acquitted, too. And keep in mind, only one juror had to say not guilty, and there'd be a mistrial. It only took one of them. It had to be unanimous on each charge. So all 12 jurors had to vote guilty on each charge separately for it to go through.
Yeah.
To be held accountable. So to see this as one of the first officers in Minnesota, I'm happy, I'm shocked, but we need to continue holding officers accountable, but we need real legislative change in this country and really look at how we can move the needle, because this can't keep happening. This cannot be our reality each and every day, bracing for videos and bracing for if a jury or judge is going to find an officer guilty.
I think a lot of people...
All right. Yeah, major police reform is happening nationwide.
and it's long overdue. I think the Washington State governor just ended prison for profit here in Washington State.
Yeah.
That's a beginning.
You know what else they're doing here? Totally off subject, but they're about to sign a bill that by 2030, you can't register gas-powered cars, new gas-powered cars anymore in the entire state.
Which, I mean,
like if you own an old car,
Yeah.
you can still use that, but you can't like buy cars past a certain date manufactured that use gas.
Yeah.
And it's like 9 years away that they want to do that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because they're
ups and downs to that, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you're a mechanic, I'd be looking to move to a different state if I were a mechanic.
Yeah, they want to get to I think in like 50 years or so from now, they want to be at total independence from fossil fuels here, like totally renewable energy in the state. So
that's good if they can do it. That's a big challenge, though.
We'll see what happens. They also wanted to end racism here in Washington State, and they're a little
And they
behind.
did it. They succeeded.
Oh.
There's no more racism in Washington State. Haven't you heard?
So, Trump had a great interview with Sean Hannity. We'll play a little bit of that.
And welcome to Hannity. And tonight we're broadcasting from the always beautiful Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, where
Always
in just
beautiful.
moments, the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, he will join us for his first sit-down television interview since leaving the White House. No topic is off limits. No question is off the table. We'll cover Joe Biden, the radical left, the future of the GOP in 2022 and 2024.
No question is off the
COVID-19,
table.
The crisis on our
because
southern
we won't
border,
ask him any
the
tough
mob,
questions.
the media, and everything in between. Now, without a doubt, President Trump remains the most dominant force in American politics today.
He wants Trump so bad. He loves him.
Even now.
He used to go to the White House and visit him, right?
Yeah,
3 months removed from the
you
Washington
go and interview
swamp.
him too.
When Donald Trump
So
talks,
two golf buddies are about to talk to each other.
Basically, I mean, yeah.
What a joke.
Yeah, when Trump was getting investigated for the Russia thing, he was like, Sean Hannity was there. Just ask Sean Hannity. He'll tell you what I was doing. Like, Sean
But
Hannity
don't
was
tell
his
Sean
alibi.
Hannity. We go out to the pines all the time and just, yeah.
Good guy, Hannity.
much, Sean. All right, so I know a lot of people that are around you every day. This is what they're all telling me. You are working as hard as you did when you were in the White House, except you play a little golf more. That you're keeping.
You play more golf? You play more golf? Because he took more recreation time as president than any other president.
Yep.
And he only had 4 years.
if you put Sean Hannity in like an all denim suit and make his hair like a little more poofy, he does kind of look like Jay Leno a little. He's got the chin.
Insane schedule, 7 days a week.
You
really don't
like
stop.
A sausage.
Well, we're seeing a lot of people. We're seeing a lot of good Republicans and a lot of good Americans, in some cases great Americans, and we are working very hard. And a lot of things to do, plus I'm getting more involved. For a long time, years, I wasn't involved in the business.
Has the hair changed? It looks different.
It's a little more like his mother's hair. If you ever see that picture of his father and mother. Oh,
This is a bad joke, but it looks like his hair is specifically designed to confuse the MPEG 4 codec, make it get blurry.
Yeah,
Yes.
It looks like his hair is going to the radical left.
They can't see my hair thin if the camera can't pick it up.
I'm more involved in the business. We'll see what I do with respect to that, but the business is doing well, and we're doing well. It's been 5.5 years of investigations and hoaxes, and I see something came out just yesterday about the Russia was a total phony deal, and they hate to admit it, but intelligence came
that
out.
they were putting a bounty.
Yeah,
on
the bounty,
heads.
the big
Yeah.
bounty deal,
Yeah.
and now they say that it was a hoax, just like everything else. So it's a sad thing. You get impeached for doing nothing wrong, then you get a second impeachment for doing nothing wrong. And so it's been pretty wild when you think about it, and very unfair. So we're working very hard.
Very
and I think
unfair cut.
You're going to see something that.
Yeah, what was that?
We'll start
That
to
was a
take
hard
place
cut.
in 22
there,
and will culminate in 24. And you'll
Very
see a lot of-
unfair. He probably went on from how unfair it was. Like, very unfair. Like, imagine this happened to you when you were president. Wouldn't you cry too? They're like, let's cut that part.
He has one strand of hair, and they use a laser to chop it into multiple micro hairs, and he just spreads them.
I heard they just get a giant to hold him upside down into a cotton candy machine.
His hair does look like cotton candy.
big things and great things for the Republican Party and for the country when you look at the border and all of the things that are going wrong right now. What a shame at the border.
Let's start with Joe Biden. Now, I get criticized because the Joe Biden I see now, I can show you tapes of him in 2016. I could show you tapes of him in 2012. And to me, he looks extraordinarily weak, frail.
Show
I think
those
it's very
1978
transparent. He's
tapes.
struggling cognitively.
Let's see those 1776 tapes of Joe Biden.
Let's see those Joe Biden tapes where he didn't want his kids to go on the same school bus as black kids.
I will arm wrestle all these old people. And I don't want to hear any excuse about age because they never cared about it when it came to women, I don't think. So
He usually averages less. We follow
I'll
his
show them
schedule very closely. Less than one event a day. What do you see? How do you grade him 3 months in?
So he's going to be 79 years old. That is not old. I know many people in their late 80s that are just as good as they were years ago. I spoke to one.
Bullshit.
Who's 92 years old. He's
bullshit. He's only saying that because he's old too.
said, I feel better than I did 20 years ago. 78, 79 is not old. But
that is old. I'm sorry. That's old.
I mean, it's not old if you have plans to live immortally through, children's blood or whatever, I guess. But
well, how old is he going to be?
People, us non-vampires, it's kind of like a long time, 80 years.
How old is he going to be in 2024?
He's going to start reversing.
I'm not sure why.
Because that's why he's saying 79 is not old, because he'll be as close, if not older, than Biden by then. So he's saying,
yeah,
it's
if he
not
starts
that
making
old.
arguments about him being too old now, and then 4 years passes.
It's not that 79 is not that old, because in 4 more years, I want to hear you have a clip of me saying 79 is not that old.
Look, I don't think it's even appropriate for me to comment on that. It sort of speaks for itself. I mean, people can make their own determination. I know that if it were me...
Yeah, if he won 2024, he'd be 79 in his first year.
There you go.
They would be
second term.
Up and down going crazy, right? But I had an instance where on a slippery ramp, piece of steel, very steep
he's still talking about the ramp.
Steel
it was
ramp.
Slippery. I didn't want you to fall.
No railings, no nothing, and it was pouring at West Point. And the last thing I want to do is go down, because when Gerald Ford went down, it was not good. Now, when Biden went down, the press didn't cover it. I mean, if you look at...
Well, in fairness, his age said...
That is hilarious.
That the wind is very windy. The wind might have blown him over. Did the wind ever blow you over when you were there?
Air Force One is a very big plane, and usually what they try and do is shield the wind. When they park it, you can turn it at angles, and so you don't ever have too much. I've never seen too much wind.
I've seen his hair go, not him. Luckily, Donald Trump got a little extra baggage to keep him grounded.
I saw him forget how to use umbrellas.
But not
who cares about Biden slipping and falling? Like, he's been slipping and falling his entire career. And he's still made it because Trump was that bad. Nobody's saying Biden is the fucking savior, is the hero. Biden didn't win, Trump lost. The same way Trump didn't win, Hillary lost. Our choices suck so fucking bad that we're willing to settle for less.
A wind that blows you over.
I could point at just about 1,000 people and say they're worse than me. That doesn't make me better, though, like as an individual, you know what I mean?
I could point to 1,000 people that would be better than Biden or Trump as president.
Yeah, I think a lot of people could. That's the pathetic part, isn't it?
Yeah, but, it's the world we live in.
But if you look at mainstream media, or as you say, lamestream media, they didn't cover that.
That's so clever.
If that were a Republican, in particular, if it was me, that would be the biggest story for the rest of the year.
But let me ask the
bullshit.
You'd
have another fuck up in a week that we talk about. How long did... Okay, we've held on to Kobe Fefe. And you know why we've held on to Kobe Fefe? Nobody still to this day could explain why he tweeted out Kobe Fefe. It doesn't make sense. That one is locked in the annals of time. Grab him by the pussy? Grab him by the pussy? It's kind of in the annals of time. That was the first time we heard a president say something like that to a president's cousin or nephew or whatever the hell Billy Bush was. It's like, this was weird, man. This is weird. We live in clown world, and everybody wants to point out what's wrong with everybody else. It comes down to ourselves. We put up with this shit. We get our Marvel movies and we're happy. We got our video games. We're happy. But it's not.
You could have put President Trump into a video game in 2000, and people will go, "What a fun parody that is!" Right?
Yeah. Simpsons did it. Good old Simpsons. I heard that they started beef with Morrissey, the singer Morrissey. I don't know. I saw something on Twitter the other day about the Simpsons put Morrissey in and made him a fat racist or something. Or it was a parody of Morrissey. It's so strange. The world's just strange. Everything about this world, I hate it. It's actually, I love most everything about this world. Especially
you can hate it, but you can't say that you're not, entertained. You're not bored. You know what I mean?
I'm the entertainer. I don't get bored. I got a job to do. Right?
I think even if you didn't want to be entertained, you couldn't. Like, it's like, I'm just going to stick to some bland politics. Politics aren't bland now. Everything's gotten wacky, you know what I mean?
I liked when politics were bland and we could worry about Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, that lady on the TV is so big and so is her child. What'll happen? Then you turn on and you just see cities on fire and people screaming. It's like, oh, well, this is hard to ignore.
Where's a fat lady feeding her daughter Mountain Dew, an energy drink? I need that in my life.
Yeah, a little bit more soft on the entertainment would be nice. Not so much terror all the time.
Can we get an Anna Nicole Smith to laugh at, please? I guess that's what Trish Paytas does. God bless Trish Paytas. God bless that silly, crazy woman. Oh.
Now we got King Cobes, We got King Cobes. We got Gale. We got, the heroes.
It's got to hold on to something beautiful. Let's see what Sean Hannity has to throw softballs at our president.
There are hostile regimes and many hostile actors on the world stage. You got a hostile regime in Russia, hostile actor Vladimir Putin, hostile regime in China, President Xi, you dealt with him a lot.
I know.
Kim Jong-un, the mullahs in Iran, looks like Joe's already capitulated on that. Now, you know them well enough. I'm sure they're studying Joe Biden. Are knowing what you know, things that I wouldn't know? Are you concerned about their perception of an American president that seems somewhat frail and weak?
Well, something's going on because they never did this with me. That I can tell you. Nobody was tough.
They talked about how you were a fat schlub. And crazy. That, like out of your mind crazy. And an egomaniac.
They never did this to Trump. They respected Trump.
Let's invite the aggressive person who doesn't want anything to do with us. He talks us at every 5 seconds to come to the table and make a good deal.
This is what they did with Trump.
Just,
they were like, oh, he's stupid, he's dumb, America's screwed. And then they saw him go to North Korea, and they're like, oh, he's crazy stupid. And
then he walks over the DMZ.
Yep.
He had a little smirk on his face, like, no one just does that.
He did it.
That's kind of fucking cool.
He did it. I know.
Over the DMZ in Korea is pretty badass.
That was probably the greatest moment of Trump's presidency.
It was. It was.
And it was brokered by Dennis Rodman.
For Russia, and frankly, getting along with Vladimir Putin is a good thing. And I got along with them very well. The relationship was very good, very strong. But they never encircled Ukraine, and they never, in Taiwan, China, they never sent warships all over the place like they're doing now. It looks very serious going on with Taiwan. And that's a long way away. That's 9,000 miles.
Taiwan.
Away.
Taiwan.
They're right next to it. That's like, it's like very close. So now they're Something's going on with Taiwan. Something maybe is going on with Ukraine. This never was a big subject when I was president.
Wasn't at all.
As far as North Korea is concerned, I have a
Taiwan has always been a disputed territory that the People's Republic of China has claimed, but officially has their own government.
I would get yelled at in every video game I went on for just saying Taiwan is a country, and they just start screaming at me. So I've known that since I was a little guy.
So
it's
it is a country, though.
Trump's talking about Russia circling Ukraine, China and Taiwan. How come he hasn't brought up Israel and Iran right now?
Oh, yeah. Israel always gets memory hold for some reason.
Because it's brewing right now. There's a lot of attacks going on different places.
great relationship with a certain man that's got great power.
We just had 420 live viewers for a split second.
Oh.
So I have to smoke in honor of it hitting 420 again.
Do a weed. Bring your guys' mom in here so that we get 420.
Yeah.
Over
my mom's
North Korea.
watching.
And
do a weed.
You take a look at Kim Jong-un and the relationship that I developed. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. Getting along with President Putin is a great thing. We should be doing business with Russia. We should be getting along with Russia instead of...
Isn't that what you got investigated for?
Forcing Russia to go into the hands of China. The worst thing you could do is put China and Russia together. And they're together. And they get forced together. The Russian...
They border each other.
Hoax was very, very bad.
And they trade and
yeah,
they share a lot of
They're like two of the largest countries in Asia,
and they're also landlocked, so they do a lot of trading. And it's like saying America and Mexico. Why are they so close to each other? What's with that?
I was very good to Mother Russia. I made her very happy. This Biden, he doesn't have the sweet dick. She's going to run off to China. Mother Russia's run off to China. It's the last thing you want. Give her the sweet dick, Biden.
Mother Russia.
The relationship that we would have with Russia. But I got along well with Putin. I got along well with President Xi until the COVID came in, or the China virus, or whatever you want to call it. When that came in, it was a hold. But we had
the COVID
made a great
or the
trade deal.
He said COVID, and then he's like, "Oh shoot, I said COVID. Let me correct myself and call it the China virus."
Farmers are making more money than they've ever made. Wheat prices are the highest they've ever been. They're doing great because China's buying so much. This was the trade deal that we made. But after COVID, trade just didn't seem that important to me, and we did other things, but it was too bad.
Let me go to one of your signature issues from the first day, the day you came.
One of your signature issues, okay.
Down the escalator.
After COVID.
That sounds like an insult.
Yeah. One of your signature issues, being a piece of shit.
Do with immigration.
Mocking the mentally handy or the physically handicapped. One of your signature issues.
One of your signature issues, wanting to fuck your daughter.
You instituted policies, stay in Mexico policy. It worked. You built, I think by the end, over 450 miles of new border wall.
Yep.
Obviously, walls worked.
Then,
of course, you ended the practice of catch and release. Now we see the exact opposite. You've seen these images on TV. I say they're Biden's cages. I mean, the media went nuts of Donald Trump is putting children in cages. It turned out Joe Biden and Barack Obama built those cages, and the images were from 2014, not 2018. My question is this. Imagine, well, first of all, your overall take on how dangerous this is. And number two,
Abraham
imagine
Lincoln was an amateur wrestler and became president. Donald Trump prompted wrestling and became president. It's time we get a professional wrestler as president.
Jesse the Body.
Doink the Clown as president.
I was just about to say.
Doink is best wrestler.
Doink? Isn't Doink dead?
Well, the original Doink
is dead, right?
I mean,
yeah,
born, right?
Yeah, he's gone. But there was Brooklyn Brawler, I think, did Doink for
Steve
a while.
Lombardi.
Right? Yeah,
he follows me on Twitter.
He's your bud.
I don't know anything about. I mean, I just know he's probably the most successful jobber ever. The most well-known jobber, and he
worked for the company.
He actually went over a few times too.
Wasn't he in a relationship with Pat Patterson?
I don't know if that's true.
It's got to be. It doesn't have to be, but that's what I heard.
If you're president, and you have these are Trump's cages overflowing
The Rock is gonna
with
be president,
kids
though.
in the middle of a pandemic, that with a high positivity of COVID. What do you think the media, because there's been virtual silence on a lot of the aspects. I would argue if it was a daycare center, you'd be shut down and charged with child abuse.
They would not stand for it. And
what is it? What? Everyone, please the stream, by the way. Please like the stream.
Sorry, Mr. Hannity, what about child abuse?
Iron Sheik cannot run for president. I saw the suggestion, you must be born in the United States to be president. So Iron Sheik sadly cannot run for president.
Mick Foley.
In The Rock's show, Young Rock, have you watched any of it yet? Yeah, The Rock is running for president. I think he's running to be reelected in the show. And then he's like, the whole premise of the show is he's going back in his run for president in 2032 and telling the stories that make him like relatable to the average American. They're like, because he's gone out of touch. They don't think that the average American can relate to The Rock. And then he goes and tells stories of his childhood. It's cute.
I'm sure The Rock show is fine. I think we've been exhausted with TV for a while now. I mean, at least wrestling's kind of like a break in the norm, right? As standard like sitcom structure, you know what I mean? It feels like the 4-panel comic book.
As far as sitcoms go, this one made me almost cry. I welled up a little bit in one of the episodes.
That makes me not want to watch it.
Oh man, it was good TV.
If it made you almost cry,
it was good TV.
Makes me not want to watch it.
I felt.
You know what? I know who to watch it with. Since it makes you feel that way, I know when I'm with the other friends, I know who to watch it with. Yeah. That makes it easier for me to decide to watch it.
It's cute.
They're playing it down as much as they can play it down. It's a horrible situation. Could destroy our country. People are pouring in, but you'll see something as the months go by like you've never seen before. Already it's like you've never seen before. There's never been anything like what's happened at our border. And people are coming in by the tens of thousands. They're walking in. All he had to do was leave it alone. If he left it alone, we were setting record positive numbers, and people would have to come in legally. And you know, the other thing that people don't talk about, human trafficking and drugs.
Human trafficking.
That's doubled, tripled, and quadrupled coming in because that's pouring in right now. Drugs are pouring in. We had
Not the drugs. Not the drugs, though. They're going to get us with the drugs. Don't you see them?
They're
the
brought
Mexicans
here.
are going to jump over and inject heroin into my butthole, and then I'm going to be addicted.
They're brought here because there's a black market that's very profitable here.
Well, that and a lot of the government workers help facilitate its arrival into the United States, and they have been since who knows how long, the 80s. The crack epidemic.
Also, very rich and affluent
CIA.
people are allowed to have like wholesale free use of drugs, like the president's son and other people, and the president himself or the former president, and like really, probably Kamala Harris. She said she smoked a joint once, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you know,
but we're really all able to have drugs if we do it responsibly. The problem is some people get caught. And because you're irresponsible.
Well, all drugs in our state are now completely decriminalized.
Yeah. If we can just decriminalize
that's going to be what destroys it. Nothing else.
If we can just decriminalize prostitution, maybe we get Hunter Biden to relocate here and start a bar. That'd be nice.
Hunter's
place.
You know what?
Bow hunters.
The argument is always like the drugs and the hookers will turn the cities to shit. Why not just make a shit city? And make all that legal over there and just like quarantine it.
100%. That's what made Seattle boom.
Yeah,
they had a line.
Seattle, like a lot of the old buildings in the Pioneer Square part of Seattle were brothels back in the day.
Yeah, they had a literal line.
Yeah.
They had a literal line. Everything south of the line, you could have brothels and nightclub and stuff, and north of it, you couldn't. So Pioneer Square started booming. A lot of the big Seattle business deals were brokered there at the whorehouses. And that's what this city was built on.
That makes sense. I like that. They should bring that back.
Maybe they do, and we just don't hear about it because we don't know.
I just feel like you can have your whore and fuck her too if you just like do a Vegas. You know what I mean?
Just do a Vegas.
Kind of. You know, you get where I'm coming with that?
Or you could just have a whore because they're lonely, lovely, beautiful people, and they want you in their life. Another perspective.
My whole house is now vexed. Some love for the sweet boys.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, Hellbent.
Oh yeah.
Thank
you. Congratulations.
So, like,
by the way,
like the Pioneer Square area, because that's one of the oldest parts of Seattle. They built it 3 times. First, they built it out of wood, and then it burnt down I guess like this alcohol distillery helped it like catch
huge fire all the way up Seattle's pier line or whatever.
Yeah, and then they built it again, and then something happened where they built it. The current Pioneer Square over, like there's basically another city beneath Pioneer Square.
Yeah, you can go on tours and go
there's
underneath.
Tunnels where there's all these like storefronts. That used to be Pioneer Square.
And it's not just Pioneer Square. When the Lusty Lady up the road by Pike Place Market, I went down below the Lusty Lady like 3 stories down, and there were old storefronts
there's
down in the
old
basement.
storefronts.
It's so crazy.
Down below the city. Seattle has like a ton of weird
Welcome to History
tunnels.
Corner with DP.
DP History Corner. You're gonna learn something today.
And when you walk around in some parts of Seattle, you'll notice that there's like the sidewalk will have like these little glass windows, these little colored glass windows. And when you're down in the tunnels, you can look. It's like skylight for those to help light them.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
I love historical stuff like that. It's almost the only reason to ever visit a city, really. You know, you can go do your, drinking and your fun and all that, but then you can go see some actual stuff.
Why not both?
Yeah, have both. Have both.
Yeah. Let's check this out. These people were trying to get into their car and take their pet to the vet, and they get attacked by a bobcat.
Oh, God, this is wild.
Good morning.
I love this.
What does he have? A cake?
Looks like
I need to
brownies.
wash my car.
You got a fresh plate of brownies.
By the way, and it was confirmed it was a rabid bobcat, too. This thing has rabies.
They had to get like 30 shots each afterwards. This guy grabs the bobcat.
Yeah, he chucks it across his yard.
Oh my God.
And then he pulls out his gun. He's got his gun now.
Yeah.
Watch out! I'm gonna shoot that fucker! Get out! Watch out! Watch out! It's a bobcat attacked my wife! A bobcat!
She's over here like nosy neighbor.
What's going on?
Yeah.
A bobcat attacked my wife.
Yeah.
What? A bobcat.
She thought he's beating the fucking cat up or something. Like, you better leave that cat alone. Like, no, stop. Wife's getting murdered by a rabid bobcat. Now we gotta go get 48 shots.
Yeah, normally a bobcat wouldn't attack a person like that. It definitely was rabid.
Yeah.
She had the cat carrier, and if it's rabid, which I believe it looked like it was rabid, so why not?
The cat carrier, that wasn't for the bobcat, right?
No, that was their cat.
No.
Yeah.
That was their cat. So they're taking their cat out to the vet, and there's this rabid bobcat under I assume, the gray car, and it's just waiting, and it's like, hey, there's another cat, and I'm rabid. I just want to, kill. And then then the guy at the brownies, he has brownies and coffee. He's like, get the brownies for the potluck. It's gonna be a blessed day today. Oh, for kill you, cat!
He took that bobcat and just chucked it across the yard, and it hit the ground and took off. He's like, I'm gonna shoot that fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was ready to do it too. So he came out soft, but he was razor sharp in the end.
Could you imagine
That's
if that guy was at like a mass shooting event, and the mass shooter came in, and this guy was armed and ready, and he just picked up the mass shooter and threw him across the lawn? We need heroes like that.
It's a psychopath. Get him out.
They interviewed him, and he said the bobcat was like trying to take out his wife's neck.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
More arrests in connection with the siege at the U.S. Capitol. The latest, a student from UCLA who was photographed wearing a MAGA hat and waving a flag inside the Senate chamber. During the siege, he brazenly sat in Mike Pence's chair. As Jim Murray reports, he reportedly was hiding in his mother's house when the cops moved in.
Surveillance video shows the moment a dozen FBI agents swarm a townhouse in Southern California. They're taking an alleged insurrectionist into custody at his mother's house, where authorities say he was hiding out. 22-year-old Christian Secor.
He just fits the bill. This guy, yeah, he definitely likes Nick Fuentes. This guy is one of Nick Fuentes' boyfriends.
Look, guys, I'm just here to remind everybody that we're still special.
Was arrested in the early morning raid after authorities say 11 tipsters identified him.
11 tipsters?
He has an America First flag. He has a Nick Fuentes
Oh, God,
flag.
yeah. 11 tipsters. That's a lot of tipsters.
After he allegedly breached the Senate chamber and sat in former Vice President Pence's chair.
Hey, get out of that chair. No, this is our chair.
One tipster told the FBI.
Hey, get out of that chair. No, this is our chair.
God, that's so cringy.
Man, I don't mean to be too judgy, but that's an awful nice house. Like, you'd think if you had it that good, you would just kind of be like, I'm all right. I don't need to go storm the White House or nothing. I think I'm just going to chill out, play some Xbox One.
Well, this is probably an apartment complex, right? Dual living, the way that the deck split up top.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But let's be honest here, okay? All those people who in the insurrection, none of them had a game plan. They're going to come and take over the Capitol building, and then what? They're that blind. There's no.
They thought Trump was going to pardon them all. They're that dumb.
It's our chair. If it was your chair, you'd still be sitting in it. You got owned, and now you're going to go to jail. Hopefully, it's not going to be soft on all these people. They should be made an example of. And anybody who was complicit with this should maybe be made an example of.
I could look, man. If I hang out in front of the DMV for 5 minutes, they start looking at me like they're going to beat the shit out of me and arrest me. So the thought of breaking into the Capitol building and getting let go
During the BLM,
come on, man.
During the BLM protests, they were marching on. They set up a police march at the police building that was across from the federal courthouse, and they made sure that they had vans to take people who stepped foot on federal property, take them, and they disappeared. They were ready to handle those people the second they stepped on federal property. Something happened here where these people to march on the Capitol and not to have backup. You can't tell me that somebody in the line of duty was like, maybe we should put some more people there. No, you let them walk in and then somebody died.
Yeah, one lady got shot and then another police officer. And I don't remember all the details on it, but it's even dumber that somebody got killed while they're doing that.
Pence has his book. He's got a two book deal. I kind of want to hear what he has to say about all that in the book.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
I just left the back door open. I thought it'd be funny.
Well, Pence, I guess, was the one that was calling in tips and all the other congressmen trying to get the more backup down there.
Everyone.
Who knows? With the way politics works, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else turned down the security just to let the little brigade come in and look foolish, right? You never know with people these days.
Hit us with a like if you could. Make sure you're subscribed too if you're not. And then we're gonna check out the Streamlabs and we'll move into the next part of the show.
Uhuru, y'all.
Uhuru.
Hector Vies is enjoying you guys very much tonight. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Hector. Rat Lord Alcaraz gives us that big money. DJ Sten says, horror work is real work. True.
It is.
Northern Perspective gave that big love. Veje Muchas gave that big love. Said Abraham Lincoln was the amateur wrestler and Trump was the regular wrestler. Doink is best wrestler. R.I.P. and peace, Matt Bourne. Pokemo Orgasm said, please cover Dogecoin. This other news is boring.
Dogecoin? Okay, there's a thing called Dogecoin, and it went up in value.
A lot of millionaires made. Good time. Good time.
I got a friend who made like $170 on it, and to be fair, he's working minimum wage, so that's a pretty big windfall for him.
There's a new coin that's rising right now, and I tried to get into it 2 weeks ago, and my phone was locked out, and I still can't get it. I'm so mad. If I would have put 100 in, I'd have like I don't know, like $2,000 now.
Oh wow, that's a good return.
Womp. I was gonna throw 100 in, I couldn't get it in.
And
anyways,
can you believe gambling's illegal in this country?
I saw I saw this documentary that was made a few years ago recently about the Mike Tyson Buster Douglas fight, and most casinos weren't even like taking bets on it, but some people, basically the odds got 42-1, and people were like betting hundreds of thousands of dollars just to win like a few $1,000s on this 42-1 odds that Tyson would win.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, people were betting like tons of money just to win a little bit of money on Tyson. But then some people did bet on Buster Douglas, and those people made a ton of money.
They made some bucks.
Yeah.
It's our chair, communism, Rio says. We also have Mythic Templar said Japan 4.
Japan 4.
Fly Willis said, I for one was looking forward to coming down to Seattle for Chaz 2.0, The Reckoning. Come on down anyways, Fly Willis. Eduardo Garcia gave us that big love. Love you too, Eduardo. Eric gave us that big love. And that is the Tootie on the cutie. I'm going to go hang my hat up above the porcelain dishwasher.
Oh.
Good luck reaching it.
Turn off that goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. TP, are they going to touch me?
I don't want Billy to miss this next part, so I hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't take one of his monster dumps, because he'll be gone for a while. And then when he uses the spray, it just smells like spray and shit. Like the spray doesn't cover it up; it just kind of blends with his shit, so it just kind of smells like flowery shit.
I remember I would get high, then go out with Febreze on me, and people would be like, "Wow, you smell good like Febreze and weed." I'm like, "God,
Febreze and weed."
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's a good smell. It's like, oh, thank you. I'm trying this new thing called weed.
Essence of weed.
How they sell it, yeah. It's amazing what you see at those shops for like CBD and all that kind of thing. It's like gummies and all sorts of things, cat treats.
Would you ever get some tactical soap?
Nah, I'm good with Irish Spring. I don't feel like overspending. That's just me, though. Then again, I'll take it. If I got tactical soap laying around, I'm not gonna be like, now.
So, King Cobra claims that when you use tactical soap, it puts out like pheromones that drive the ladies crazy.
But wouldn't like pheromones be rubbing my body and some other dude's pheromones?
I don't know.
So they got like to follow some like hot guy around with a bucket and like get his pheromones off him as he's working out, so they could put it into the bar so Cobes can rub it all over his body. And
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like having to steal some other dude's pheromones to get women to like me feels like it's a bit of a dead end street. Also, kind of weird, a little weird.
So I wanted to wait on this until you came back. I guess Susan Wojcicki was given a freedom or a free expression award.
Free speech.
I'm so excited to be here tonight to present Susan Wojcicki with the Free Expression Award. As the CEO of YouTube, Susan is facing some of the most critical issues around free expression today. When billions of people are on your platform,
like how to censor it?
How do you make sure that everybody has a voice but also feels safe? And how do you do that across the versions of YouTube that exist in 100 different countries and 80 different languages? These questions are important to me because YouTube is where I found my voice. You might not be able to tell by looking at me, but I'm blind. I lost the majority of my vision when I was 14, and that year it felt like my life was falling
Well, you might not be able to tell by looking at me, but I'm fat, blind girl.
apart. Until I found a group of girls online who loved beauty and fashion as much as I do. When I no longer had friends in real life to turn to, I found these online creators to turn to, and they felt like my friends. I knew that one day I wanted to be able to build that same sense of community for other people around the world who felt like they didn't fit in. And 6 years ago, that's what I did. Now, every single day, I get to share my story
I
and
hope she doesn't run into the cactuses there.
advocate
It's
for a world
dangerous.
that's more accessible
No, they pulled
for
the little
everyone.
pricks out. She's fine.
YouTube gave me that opportunity, and every day YouTube gives people the opportunity to express themselves and the freedom to
Okay, yeah, you're
what does this have to do with the title?
You're all fine. Okay, let's hear
I do
how
good on YouTube. I like it. Okay, I understand. I'm sorry or whatever.
Let's hear why
I
Susan
don't know.
deserves this award.
Who else
Susan
got awards?
Wojcicki is shaping the way that over 1 billion people access the media. She is unquestionably one of the most powerful
Did you see
media
that little
executives on the
animation
planet.
of the dislike counter going away? What's that?
So this
is that somebody's like drunken fantasy?
Video has never been easier to create, it's never been easier to watch. And so we think about ourselves as a platform for the next generation of media companies to be able to create content and to distribute it to the world. And I also really
Oh man, remember when it was like broadcast yourself?
Yes.
Now it's like we want to usher in a new era of corporate dominance on YouTube.com for freedom.
care deeply about the freedom of expression and the fact that people all over the world can use it to tell their story.
Are you a feminist or a womanist? A question a lot of black women
down, the rundown, the 101 on the language of the blind.
It's incredibly important that
People
we
all
have
over the world that are women.
She's
and
getting
feminists.
a free expression award because people speak Arabic on her website. She has
Yes.
nothing to do with that.
She's allowing women to speak freely.
Okay.
Because they can't do that on any other social media platform.
Ben,
you
I
know,
think
you
it's-
can't go on Twitter and do that. They'll kick you right off.
I think it's time you bring Trap Ben back. We can stop getting
I was trying
demonetized.
to.
We can stop getting demonetized. Women get free speech.
And that has been my #1 priority. We're removing content that violates our policies. You can go too
That's
far,
not true either.
and that can become censorship.
I've seen lots of fucked
So
up shit on
we have been
YouTube,
working
man.
really hard to figure out what's the right way to balance.
We're removing content that violates our policies and also drunken peasants. Stop!
Yeah.
Stop
Every
removing.
expression video, we're getting rid of every show that you like, and we're gonna replace it with the Jimmy Fallon and the Jimmy Kimmel, and maybe even a Jay Leno if you're lucky.
Oh yeah, Trevor Noah coming in. Trevor Noah's going to take the new DP slot over. I'm not mad. It's about time that somebody with money did this show.
Yes, corporate ran,
Corporate backing.
independent podcast.
Yes.
I can't wait to see my corporate backed independent animation and my corporate backed independent gaming and my corporate backed independent film. You know, it's done so well. I really love things like, you know, independent film with big backing. It always turns out great, you know. It's not awful at all, and it certainly doesn't keep out newcomers at all. This definitely isn't a weird little trap to make sure that, you know, some random person who wants to start up a channel isn't, you know, shifted to the back catalog so they don't get another PewDiePie on their hands that they don't want.
Yeah.
Basically what they're saying here is go get your audience somewhere else. Here come the corporations, the Daily Beast, the Bloomberg, the New York Times, the Vanity Fair, all champions of free expression. You know, they love you. They represent the little guy, especially Bloomberg, you know, and Vanity Fair. They really love the common man.
We just have to basically create our own small media company and then buy our way into YouTube. That's not so hard. Bloomberg
Just
did
make
it.
your own website, you know?
Yeah.
Responsibility with freedom of speech.
Susan's also helping to reimagine and reshape what's possible for women around the world.
Ever since Susan started running on YouTube.
Okay. That was pretty sweet. When she said that she was giving the world the ability to express themselves, they showed only women. And then now that they're saying she's also giving women the ability to express themselves, they brought it back to a man. So it's very fair. Very fair. Women speak on everyone.
The CEO of fucking Google, by the way.
Oops.
You know, little guy.
Oops.
This is just, you know, the CEO of Google has a hard time getting his word out there. You know what I mean? It's hard.
It is
being
funny.
The CEO of Google.
It is funny how little views Susan Wojcicki's YouTube channel gets, considering she runs the damn thing.
the percentage of women in...
I would assume she doesn't care, but it would be kind of funny if in the back of her mind she's like, I run the fucking company. Where's my viewers?
As a few years ago, she went on kind of like a publicity tour to try and get some favor amongst the community, and it didn't work out too well. I think she said Shane Dawson was her favorite YouTuber. Oops. Oops.
Oh, that's the other mistake. You can never run a platform like YouTube and back any content creator, because the minute you do, they're going to go out and crash a bus full of kids into a church or something.
I hope not. Stranger Things.
Stream, no less.
She became buddies with Ethan Klein too.
Yeah.
He helped out our channel though.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah. Ethan is an interesting fellow. I watch him with Trish Paytas and I love it. I enjoy that. I enjoy that man.
YouTube has increased significantly. Representation matters.
If women do not participate in tech, they're losing the chance to influence the largest economic and social shift of this century.
We realize we have really broad reach, and we want to make sure that we, as a platform, are using it for good.
I know I can make it better, and that's why I'm here.
Why are you giving us your pep talk, lady? Fix
it's
shit.
like, stop fucking with it.
Busted.
It became what it is because it was so loose and easy, and you could basically do whatever you wanted to do on it.
That's kind of how everything is, though, right? It gets cool, and then they get their corporate hands on it, and they milk it for all it's worth.
When Google bought it.
Well,
every time I see an action with YouTube like this, they're always trying to sell themselves to a corporate interest. Like, I remember YouTube Kids. Remember before the COPA Act, they're like, let's dominate children's programming. How are we going to do it? Through their iPads and the iPhones.
Yeah.
And we're just going to have this children-centric area to where they collect the children's data, and we make extra money off the kids' data. And, eventually the courts came in and I guess said, hey, stop. That's weird. And that was one before, but then you go before then, they're already shifting in, news stations, talk show hosts, and all sorts of stuff above PewDiePie. Millions of viewers, right? And then they come back here, and they say they're going to do it again, so what's the next one? Who's in line next? Who gets the free ride? I want to know.
I'm so honored to be able to present you tonight with a free expression award for your incredible leadership with YouTube. And I just want to say thank you for all the work that you've done to empower people around the world to share their story. And I'm thrilled to be able to ask you some questions about your perspective on free expression.
Questions.
Let's see.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you so much for being here and joining me here tonight.
Now, I know that your passion for free speech has been in part impacted due to your family's history. Can you share how your family's experience has shaped your ideas of free speech?
Sure. So on both sides of my family, they came to the United States because of the need or different kinds of persecution. On my father's side, it was due to political persecution. My father came from Poland, and for a variety of reasons, after World War II, it became important for them to leave. And my father escaped from Poland and wound up coming to the United States. And, my grandfather was never able to leave. He remained in Poland and was behind the Iron Curtain. And I saw how difficult it was to communicate with him, to be able to worry about what you were saying to him and for him to...
worrying about what you're saying?
Yeah, YouTube is very important for freedom of expression so that we can talk to people who are locked up across...
Yeah, we don't want to... YouTube is so good for free expression. When we talk about vaccines, we get our channel shut down for a week. Seriously.
But they did apologize on Twitter, right? They did give us a sorry.
To be able to speak and not have people who have governmental interests shutting you down and preventing you from saying what you want to say. Isn't that right?
They did say sorry.
What was said or what was even sent to him.
Oopsie doodle.
Susan Wojcicki has an estimated net worth of $580 million.
Whoa. I did. I'm sorry. Well, but she doesn't do anything.
Well, didn't she get this job because she housed the Google servers in her garage early on?
I don't know.
That's what I heard.
You heard a lot of things.
Well, maybe that's the truth. Then that's exactly how she got her job.
The real benefits that freedom of speech has, as well as representing all people of all different backgrounds and all different perspectives. And that the freedoms we have, we really can't take for granted, that we really have to make sure that we're protecting them in every way possible. And I feel, because of my family history, a deep connection to those freedoms. And I'm very thankful for the freedoms that I have.
We're going to play a game from here on out. Everybody who always does the drinking game, you guys can be responsible for this. Whenever I heard something, just fact check me. Put it in the chat whether or not I was right or wrong. Doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. Just fact check me. It's fine.
Absolutely, as we all should be. Now, when I started on YouTube, all I really wanted to do was just be authentic and share my story. But of course, as I've grown, there's been more pressure to speak for others in my community. And with that becomes a lot of responsibility. And I know at YouTube, you guys are always juggling responsibility at such a high level, always needing to try to balance people's right to free speech with protecting our community from content that can be harmful. So
harmful content.
Yeah, like
can I get you through YouTube by just saying the F word too much?
I mean, yeah, like it used to just be like extreme violence and sexual stuff wasn't allowed, but basically anything else really was. Pretty much anything else was. I mean, like the racism stuff didn't really fly, but people found ways around that.
Yeah, it was the Wild West. I think,
and you know what? It's still all over the place, and I'm not even pointing fingers anywhere or anything, right? But I can tell you, it is easy to find all the negative stuff that they would be referring to as being fixed now, as it was back in the old days. There are billions of bots, maybe not billions, but at least millions, because every time, even on my little dinky channel, I get like little things in the little comments saying, "Click on this link for free sex, 18 plus," and I'm like, oh, okay, so, don't say the F word too much, and we'll censor somebody else, some regular dude's comment where he says, the F word. Yeah, but we're going to go ahead and let all these bots through. We don't view that as a big problem to tackle.
And there used to be chat bots, and they made it so that you can't click on someone in your chat and go directly to their channel. So you can't verify that anyone is actually who they say they are. The only way you can really do that is if they have a check next to their channel name. Otherwise, anyone can make an account that looks like anybody else and go to a chat and pretend to be them. And there's no way to verify that it's actually them because you can't click on it and go directly to their channel. You used to be able to do that.
It feels like any measure that they actually, and this is just no joke, every measure that they take is literally just to take a system and pull something out of it and just leave it kind of half working, so that it's harder to exploit, but it's also harder to use.
Right.
And I don't feel like there's any advancement anywhere. The only benefit you get on YouTube is unlimited bandwidth and space. They got a lot of bandwidth, they got a lot of space, and it's a good place to host stuff. Outside of that, they're just always taking a chunk out of you. Once a year, you get another chunk taken out of you.
Just a little about
if you're lucky. You guys get a little bit more than everybody else over here at DP.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Well, first of all, we want to be able to have as diverse and open a platform as possible and represent as many views as possible on the platform. But we also need to make sure that there are limits and that we can see that sometimes we've always, since the very beginning of YouTube, have had community guidelines because we've realized that there's certain types of content, like some of the very...
There's some people that don't want to watch CNN. They want to watch the independent news. We got to stop that.
And we've always had community guidelines, but the community guidelines in 2013 were different than the community guidelines today. But we'll still hold the community responsible for their 2013 guideline violations that violate today's content.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Or just the idea that, like, how did they, if they reduced racist content, does that imply that there weren't rules against that? Because I always, like, I've had an account since 2007, so I've been around a little bit. I never remember it being like, hey, if you want to say something about skin color, here's the place. We love it. I never remember that being there in their policy.
I don't have a lot of sock accounts because I like to post from my own account. I'm proud of what I say and do, except my one where I've had on YouTube for 15 years. And I just go around posting slurs and responses to everybody's videos.
I knew that was you.
And it hasn't been, not only has it not been taken down, I got monetized. I get ads just on my comments. I'm like, hey, and I say whatever the slur is for Polish people, and then it's
Polak.
like, yeah, I say that one, and then you can say it because you are. I can't say I'm not on my alt account. I'll put that, and then right below it, an advertisement for Coca-Cola will come up. It's nuts. But here on DP, where the Sweet Boys sit, we can't even get a little federal insurance money from FDIC insured big bank payouts. I don't like that.
We wouldn't allow adult content, hate content, dangerous
all
content,
the good
all
stuff.
of those types of
Dangerous content. What does that even mean? What does that mean?
Dangerous. You know, I hate to interrupt, but I really hate it. The whole dangerous content thing. Dangerous content would be like teaching somebody how to make a bomb. Clearly, that's always been illegal to post on the internet. You're an idiot if you make anything like that. You're, certified stupid. That's harmful, but that's always been the case, right? So, what do they mean by hateful? Did it just, or harmful? Did it hurt your feelings so bad that like you started bleeding?
There's two types of harmful.
Soft.
Okay, there's the harmful that everybody can agree is crazy, and that gets it gets removed inevitably. And then there's the harmful that just goes against the narrative the company's trying to push as a whole, and it doesn't seem so crazy, but it's just, not their message, and that's got to go too.
After my dog throwing up on my bed, I thought I was gonna have a shit day like a BP oil spill. Happy 420.
Congrats on using the puking dog level dono too for that one.
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
Meta, beautiful. I hope your day gets way better. Happy 420, and I hope that Susan Wojcicki blesses you in your YouTube career.
really make it that YouTube was no longer a platform that was viable for all these other voices out there. And so we've always had community guidelines, but as YouTube has become bigger and has had more of an impact, we've seen the need to increase what we're doing from a responsibility standpoint. And this has been an area of increasing importance for us as we have certainly gotten bigger. And we call this whole work the responsibility work. And we actually talk about the 4 R's of responsibility.
The hard R's of responsibility.
It involves literally
the 4 slurs of responsibility.
Thousands of people and a large amount of work across the entire company. But if I sum it into these 4 different R's, the first one would be remove, which is that we're always updating our policies. And when content is violative of any of the policies, unfortunately, we need to remove it.
So you update it.
Well, they actually did an update. They did an update to the policies. They actually have now the Logan policies and the Jake policies because of their other situations.
And so we removed 9 million videos last quarter.
This isn't good. This isn't a good thing.
And almost all of them, over 90%, we remove with machines, which is good because it
yeah,
means if
we
there's
didn't even
content
look
that's
at
violative,
them.
we find that really quickly.
We didn't even look.
And the second one,
we know they make mistakes.
So she's bragging about that she removed 900 or 9 million videos, right?
Yeah.
9 million videos because they changed their policies so they can get rid of more shit that they don't like. So they retroactively change the policy and then get rid of stuff that existed years prior. And she's bragging about how it's all AI doing it because they don't want to be accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what?
I wonder if we count as one of those 9 million for our episode that got apologized for on Twitter. And,
do you
and
think
we brought
you're
back.
one of the 1.5 or 1.8 million or whatever that got looked at by an actual human being?
No.
I'd feel pretty honored.
We definitely didn't get looked at by an actual human being. But that episode that we had with Andrew Rivers, it got taken down. And that is, unfortunately, they apologized for it a week later. It was a mistake. We can't be the only mistake out of 9 million.
is raise. So being able to raise up authoritative information. So, for example, in the pandemic, We served hundreds of billions of impressions that came from different health organizations, like whether it was the CDC or the equivalent in countries all over the world, and making sure that people get information from the right medical sources in the case of COVID, or news from authoritative sources. So
all it was a stupid little thing at the bottom of the thing that said, "Hey, information," and if it had bad information, it wouldn't matter anyways, because why am I going to believe what YouTube says, right?
So we were. I'm going to select my language very carefully. We did a show about 2 weeks ago where Billy had just come here after getting the shot, and our guest that was here in the studio with us had just gotten the shot a couple days prior to that, and I was scheduled to get my shot a few days after that. And we were just talking about it, and we kind of mocked, weird conspiracy theories people have about it and that sort of thing. And then I don't know if it was someone flagged us or if it was just an AI, taking us down. But our stream got taken down live, and we got a strike that said we were spreading misinformation about the shot. And then it took like 9 days for them to realize they had made a mistake. So,
and I will say this: numbers look like they're on the rise again. Take care of yourself. Get your shots. Wear your mask. You might think it's goofy and silly, but what if it did actually save somebody's life? Like, that's on the off chance. If it was 1 in a million.
People talk about their vaccine brands the same way people were talking about their Pokemon Go clans.
I try to catch them all. Pokemon, not vaccines. Only get one.
I got vaccine. No, never mind. I can't.
And yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
I know.
Sorry, Susan. I almost fucked up, Susan. I won't do it again, Susan.
No more jokies.
Sorry.
Only serious all time. No.
Spirit of what we're trying to do.
I got Modelo in my left hand.
It's borderline, and so
but Pfizer in my right hand.
We will just reduce, meaning we're not going to recommend it to our users. It's still on the platform, but it's content that is not necessarily recommended by our platform. And the last one is reward, which is that we have a higher standard for where we serve our advertising dollars, and that has many reasons. We want to, we want to do the right thing for our advertisers, and they care a lot where their ads show up. But we also want to protect creators like you who have built businesses with really, really valuable content, and make sure that that we don't have a situation where advertisers pull their spend because there's some content on it that they're not comfortable with. So we want to make sure we're protecting all the valuable creators.
Hold on. Now, real quick. What if I just didn't want any Coca-Cola ads on mine? I mean, I know I can go and make that happen, but I find it funny they don't mention. It's like, well, what if, you're running a really super giga successful channel and you're like, hey, screw that company. They're not going to mention that.
No, you can broker your own ad deals at that point.
Yeah.
The bigger companies broker their own ad deals.
Turn it off and just do, VPN advertisements and just do that.
No, not just VPN. Like CNN and all those places that have YouTube accounts that have the ads run on their channels through the regular platform. The other ads through AdSense run on YouTube. They sell them to other companies, and they get their own advertisement in the same system that the AdSense advertisements are. So they play whatever they want to put there. That's why they can get away with saying certain things on CNN News that other people can't say on the AdSense-supported platforms.
So
don't get me wrong. I get why Coca-Cola doesn't want to advertise on, something like, someone stripping in front of the camera and dancing around in their bedroom. I get why, that doesn't get an advertisement.
That's Pepsi's job.
For the 4 R's of responsibility that we think about as we are as YouTube is growing, and we're continuing to invest. And it's been a huge priority for me at YouTube to make sure that we are balancing the openness of YouTube, but also the responsibility.
That's fantastic. I think all of those are very valuable steps that YouTube has taken. And I'm curious to hear how you feel free speech plays out on YouTube.
Well, I don't know. This is a little more.
I don't want to dunk on the blind lady, Ben. I'm sorry.
I'll dunk on blind ladies.
They should have gotten. I feel like they knew what they were doing there. You know what I mean?
I will dunk on blind ladies all day long, but I do feel like she pressed Wojcicki a little harder than Hannity pressed Trump.
That's true.
Well, Yeah, first of all, I think that YouTube has really enabled a lot more creativity. And I think it's amazing we have creators like you.
You killed
on
animation.
the platform, and that we can hear from you from different perspectives that we probably wouldn't have heard with traditional media. And I also just look over my lifetime. So when I was a kid, I remember there were just, I don't know, not that many channels, probably less than 100 at the most channels. And maybe when I was a teenager, there were a couple hundred. And now with YouTube, we have millions and millions of channels. And that has just unleashed a huge number of different views and perspectives. And we can hear from people that we never would have heard from beforehand.
Absolutely. Thank you, Susan, for chatting with me. And congrats on your very well-deserved award.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you so much to the Freedom Forum for having me here today and for this award. I recognize the significance of freedom of speech, and I'm so
Do you recognize the hypocrisy?
honored to be here today to receive this award.
I'm so honored for you too, Susan. This is like when Obama got a Peace Prize. Good times.
I love seeing CEOs get awards that they seem to have given to themselves or whatever. There was
one year. There was one year they gave a dual Peace Prize, one to the president of Israel and one to Yasser Arafat, the Palestinian president.
Good time.
Who were at war with each other forever.
Here's for not nuking each other.
Right.
Very well behaved.
Very proud of you, Israel and
420
Palestine.
is my first day off from my new job, and I'm loving it after being out of work for over a year. I'm gonna go out and get fucked up on the strip tonight. Here's more money.
Get it. Thank you on the spot.
Yeah.
That's whatever you do on the strip tonight, be safe. Wear your mask and your condom.
And your condom.
Your condom. In tandem. Mask and condom in tandem. Don't hook up with anything random.
Call the cops.
But if you do, make sure to brand them.
Yes, is this the police department?
Yep, this is state police.
Which state? New York City?
Nope, New York State.
Yeah, New York City is not a state.
Let's see what Drumpster Bob replies with to that.
New York State. Thank you very much.
Oh, kind Bob.
I'm doing a live stream right now.
What
can I help you with?
This is where you're the cop and you think that it's no longer a prank. You thought it was a prank up until they mentioned a live stream. And you're like, well, if this is a prank, they wouldn't mention it was a live stream. This guy's seriously crazy. He thinks he has to mention he's on a live stream for legal reasons. He's psycho.
Or maybe he's just broadcasting something unspeakable and he's calling you to mock you, right?
On my live stream, a man claimed to be having sex with his fucking 15-year-old fucking daughter.
Okay, where are you?
Me, I live on the border here of Texas, Mexico. I live in Texas. But I'm doing a live stream, and this fucking punk-ass motherfucker that lives in your goddamn fucking area code just admitted on my live stream, and his daughter admitted it, that he's having sex with his daughter, and he would sell his fucking daughter for any fucking price kind of shit.
And I can't believe that because I tried to move that shitty truck in my backyard for $1,200 and he'd move his own daughter for less? That ain't right. It ain't right, officer.
Something tells me the guy in this video is not well.
This Trumpster Bob, he might not be well, but he's well fed on ice cream sandwiches. He loves his ice cream sandwiches. He earned his ice cream sandwiches because he has a paycheck. You can't get ice cream sandwiches with communism, according to Trumpster Bob.
Exactly.
But I've seen some communists with ice cream sandwiches before, so I was a little confused.
I
give him some credit, though. I got a pretty lame green screen, but he's got the green towel and the green tarp.
Well,
it's
yeah,
like
his mansion's under renovation.
Do you want that?
Oh.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
My name is Bobby Jones.
Oh.
I'm also known on the internet as T-Bob or Trumpster Bob.
Trumpster Bob. He almost did a little meat wad there for a second.
He said Trumpster Bob like it was the infamous line that was going to get this cop to either be on his side or Muslim.
Oh my God! It's Trumpster Bob, everybody. Get the sheriff immediately. I have to upscale this call.
AKA T-Bob, Bobby Jones, or Trumpster Bob.
Bobby, or is it William? I just told you it's Bobby, you stupid fuck. You don't fucking listen. Did I say William? I didn't say William. I said Bobby.
Oh,
I didn't say Robert. I didn't say Piccadilly. I didn't say put a bunch of pickles in a fucking jar.
I didn't say Piccadilly.
If they were Tony Pacos.
I'm not fucking with you here. I'm telling you what the fuck is going on and you're not fucking listening. Seriously?
I am listening. What's your phone number, Bobby?
What's your phone
you
number,
got a
Bobby?
supervisor I can talk to? I don't feel comfortable with talking to you at this point. You pedophile motherfucking cop.
Oh, God.
Bold.
What?
Piece of shit.
He can just tell.
There's nothing else I can help
No, I'll keep calling back till I get your fucking boss. Who the fuck am I talking to anyway? You fucking piece of shit. No, I want to know your fucking name, you fucking piece of shit.
It's Trooper Dinrich.
Dinrich? Yeah, thank you. You fucking pedophile.
What is going on?
Oh, my God.
Why is he calling him that?
Pedophile everywhere you fucking turn, right?
What makes you, like, huh?
Well, you have to understand, he was calling the police to report a guy who reportedly had sex with his own 15-year-old daughter and was going to try and traffic her. So, if that cop didn't get his name right, that makes him an accomplice.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he's talking to this person, that makes him part of the whole deal.
Yeah, obviously the guy got his name wrong. He must be an accomplice to the crime.
Got to call that fucking number again. God damn. That wasn't hard to read, was it? But we're going to keep calling.
Oh, that's good. Get you some Keystone, little guy. Hell yeah.
He's a good Texan, this Bobby Jones. He's a good,
I've
solid
never known a scumbag to drink Keystone Light. Only good people drink Keystone Light.
Yeah, Keystone Light's kind of like kids' beer.
Kids' beer?
Yeah.
Sure about that?
It's that beer I drink when I was a kid, that and Ice House.
Yeah, for the little guys. A little Keystone, little 6-ouncer.
Yeah, whatever was cheapest. You'd get the bum alcoholic to buy you a 12-pack, they'd keep the change.
Beer for kids, that's fucked up.
No, I'm trying to reach your supervisor, not you, you stupid piece of shit. No, fuck you. I got something to report, so fuck you. I'll call another fucking department, you fucking human waste of fucking piece of shit. Fuck you, you motherfucker. Meet me in a fucking ring, I'll beat you fucking ass, you piece of shit.
This was all because the guy called him Billy instead of Bobby. Is that Billy for William? What? I didn't say William.
But he don't know that, right?
Just an old dude having fun on the telephone. No big deal, you know?
He's awful.
You get a couple of Keystones in you, and you gotta
Hold
save the world.
Hey, he's awful, but I gotta say him calling the police department's pretty funny.
He just got a call.
Oh, 15-year-old Ela.
I just wanted to call to say that
That you loved your daddy's dick in your ass last night. I
What the
understand that.
fuck?
no, that's actually not true.
Oh, he just stuck in your pussy last night, not your ass?
What the fuck?
Damn, he's all kinds of
He's insane.
special.
He's insane. He is crazy. All right, what else is it?
This is a prank.
Oh, you just sucked his fucking dick. You didn't stick it in your cunt.
Is this he's talking to a 15-year-old?
I'm trying to hear what she's saying so we know who he's talking to. So let's hear what she's saying.
Dick in your ass last night. I understand that.
No, that's actually not true.
Oh, he just stuck in your pussy last night, not your ass?
No, this is a prank.
Oh, you
She said it was a prank.
Oh my god.
just sucked his fucking dick. You didn't stick it in your cunt.
No, we just do a little trolling. This was just a joke. This was a prank. You got pranked. You got fucking bamboozled.
So there you go. He thought it was a 15-year-old, but it was someone pranking him.
Who would call onto this guy's show and intentionally lie to him to get a reaction? That's harmful and messed up. What's the fun in that?
The messed up thing is that he thought it was a 15-year-old rape victim.
Did you hear about the,
even more strange?
Right.
It's like, you know.
Did you hear about
the
other decoy pretending to be an underage catching somebody this week? No. There's this like gamer or YouTuber, what EDP is his name, and supposedly he got like full Chris Hansen like decoy caught being like terrible. It's I don't know if it's probably gonna break big on the internet here in the next couple of days, but it's all looking terrible, bad, like really bad.
Memes are flying with that one, that's for sure.
Oof.
He was, well, you know, I don't need to quote who that is. That'll be for another time, maybe.
Are you familiar?
You know, I remember I had it explained to me by a friend. He's the guy. Remember the guy who says like, I beat my dick so damn hard that like the left side of my body went completely numb. You know, that guy from like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like one big meme video, then he had a channel and EDP stands for like eat that pussy, I'm told, which is great.
Yeah, I know who that.
Flavorful.
We've watched EDP videos on the show before.
Yeah, I don't know. There was some.
Who would have figured the beat off guy would be up to no good?
There was some transcripts. They're pretty damning. So, let's see where that goes. Yeah, but you know, let's laugh at Trumpster Bob for now.
Well, that's the end of the video.
Yeah, haha, Bob,
Yeah,
you
no,
fucking psycho.
I mean, I like his face. I can still laugh at that. He's got an interesting dome on him. The commitment to the beard's pretty intense, though.
DP, you gonna kiss me, DP?
Please disappear.
Please disappear. Please disappear.
Everyone needs to sign up for Patreon for this Friday. You want to catch DP Idol? It was huge. It was huge. Everybody loved it. If you're a patron, you need to watch it too. You should watch it. It's going to be awesome. And then you'll also get the next private show the following week. Actual Mania. Wow. So
Actual Mania.
The Skippy videos did pretty well, right?
I believe so.
All right. Let's hold on, let me do this.
So I just got done with work and I swung by to pick up some groceries, and I was like, I'm not going to look at these again ever the same way. Especially when she lives 3 blocks away from where it is that I buy groceries. And so
what is creepy?
To fulfill the having her try it out, these are Klondike bars, and specifically these are the original one. It's ice cream. It's chocolate coated ice cream. No, they're not the best, because I would even say their Oreo ones are better. But just the fact that
are we having it right here?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
What?
Try a.
This is a surprise visit.
Yeah.
So he just randomly showed up.
Was he delivering a pizza to her and then brought her? Was he? So he's delivering a pizza. He goes to the door. She answers. He's like, "What would you do for a Klondike bar?"
Well, I don't think he's delivering a pizza to her.
Bar?
Well, he got off work and came back with Klondike bars.
Yeah.
So what?
Because she lives so close to where he buys groceries.
That's what he said by avoid the Noid.
Yeah, no, I gave her 0 notice. In fact, I spent the majority of the day sending her messages saying, I don't get why you don't like me. Essentially stuff like,
hello, darkness, my old friend.
The last video we watched, he went on like a themed date with this girl that was like way out of his league. And it was very cringy and uncomfortable the entire time.
I'm actually...
Well, you know what? Good for the little guy for having effort and, thinking highly of himself.
See,
Maybe
that's
he
the
just needs a
problem,
game
though.
change,
He's showing up to her house with 0 notice with ice cream bars? This is...
Well, see, it's genius because if the ice cream melts, she'll feel bad that he wasted his ice cream. So
it gets very cringy.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? I need to, I know that we're going to be friends for forever. I just have a crush on you, and I cannot get her to reply back in any form whatsoever of, do you even like me a little bit back? Which is probably a pretty good indication that she doesn't, but she avoids talking about it every time I bring it up. Like,
he's talking about her next to him.
The fucking ice cream is driving me crazy.
He's talking about her right there while she's holding the camera for them to make a video for his channel.
Oh my god!
He's just taking so long with the package.
Look at
He's driving me mad, man.
This guy needs to go up for the Cringerweight Championship. Huh. Then maybe
everything else is awkward, but like, how hard is it to get one of those ice cream bars out?
Yeah, she does that all the time. So I thought, as a peace offering for
get your teeth in there.
Having messaged her like 4 times today.
I wonder how many times this guy's almost gotten to have sex. He got all the way to the part, but then fumbled with the condom so long the girl was like, nah, I've had time to think. No.
That I would bring by the Klondike bar.
Oh, you're having one too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely
you didn't
just
poison this, right?
It's here. I'll hold while you have your experience with him. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So how I've been asked in the comments a couple times, how do you go your entire life without having tried the Klondike bar? Like someone asked me, are you foreign?
No. I'm from Earth.
You can be from Earth and be foreign. Just America?
Yeah, I'm from America. I'm sure there are other people who've never had a Klondike bar.
No, there's probably some. There's probably some.
I'm 600 pounds.
What would you do for a Klondike? Did you know the jingle?
I think it's, I've heard it.
Okay.
Don't answer a question wrong.
Oh, here he
He'll
goes.
snap
He's
and
like,
get
hey,
you.
you know that jingle? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Well,
you just never thought.
I think it's weird if people have never been to California or if people have never been to the ocean.
Like the ocean, yeah.
Like that's weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ocean in California are in specific places. Klondike bars are literally sold everywhere.
So I guess maybe this is a thing that's weird to people.
Well, this is his way of going back to her and saying, hey, you're weird, and I'm going to throw it in your face unannounced in front of your house.
A couple in the comments, but that's okay. There's lots of weird people in the comments.
Lovers, I guess.
Yeah.
Unlike me.
About to happen. Okay, yours.
Okay. All right, so
he is struggling to get
Taking
this.
forever.
Cheers. Nice.
I'm sorry. And also, it's ice cream.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's
first impressions.
Well, it's so good. I want to suck your dick right now. Turn the camera off. Oh,
Is
no.
it? It's just like those ice creams that are on a stick with chocolate and ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like caramel in it?
No.
Or it's just ice cream?
This is the
It's a
original.
funny taste. Does it have a funny
poison.
taste?
I mean, ice
No?
cream.
That's my jazz.
How do I describe it?
Oh, I
Like
thought
it
it
was
tasted
toffee or
like grape
something.
and nickel.
Well,
That's
that was
weird.
Really cute.
It's
You
trying
want
to
to
be
try a yogurt sample?
more than just chocolate.
I make
taste.
custard in my
Right.
Domino's car.
It's like trying to be the ice cream. The vanilla is really creamy, and the chocolate is trying to be.
There's nothing written on the package or anything about the box. Does it say something about it?
Egghead's having a meltdown.
Oh, there's 12 different flavors.
Yeah.
Reese's
So the
Heat Oreo?
Oreo one, I almost got you, but I'm like, no, we gotta have her
Fell down.
try the original.
Chocolatey coated and ice cream loaded.
Oh, that's a pretty good tagline.
It made him giggle.
Artificially flavored
Yeah, he
vanilla
loves
light
it.
ice cream in a milk chocolate flavored.
What does he point to his herpes?
Hey, Deanna, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Our milk and cream.
Oh shit! He's
There's
gonna
no
give
real
him some
seal
sugar.
on it. It's not a real
Guess what else that's gonna be? What is
dairy
it?
product.
Crammed with cream. Oh!
Oh!
That
You
was
know
the
what?
first
That's
kiss
what
I've
I
ever
got.
He gets an A+
That was
for
the
effort
first kiss
there.
we've ever shared.
That's brave.
And even then
That
it
was
felt
the
forced.
first kiss. He says that was the first kiss we ever shared. She didn't share that, dude.
No.
That was all you.
I can't wait to
That was
watch
like
this
saying
back
I
and see if
shared
your
a
eyes are
pizza because I brought it
terrified.
to your house and ate it in front of you.
It is, I did that.
I know. I was
At least
eating
she
the
got
box,
some
sorry.
ice cream, I
And
guess,
dropped all these
right?
bars on the ground.
Not a good trade.
Can we try it for real?
All right,
kiss?
guys, we did it.
Can we
Can we try
real?
it for real kiss? She's like, we did it. Click.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Can we try it for real kiss? That's a no. Dude, you can't bring a girl ice cream bars or M&Ms and get her to show you her boobies, okay? I tried it. Hasn't worked since 3rd grade.
Here's
They're
Share this
wise.
video as a commercial for Klondike bars and just make America uncomfortable for
Here's
a minute
another
or
one.
two.
I don't know. He always gets these random girls to talk to him, and then they figure out he's weird, and then they leave.
It's good to see all you friendly faces.
It's the power of kindness.
Sorry. This is Tracy. I shouldn't have to say a full name because I don't
Please
want
don't
anyone
stalk
to
her.
watch this.
Take your own advice, Papa. This is what the thing is. Most guys don't have the confidence to approach women.
He does.
And he does. He has nothing else to go with it. Most guys probably have more to go with it and not the confidence. Too bad for them. Too bad for both of them, though, because it doesn't work out either way. Find a good median, boys.
To stalk her.
Oh, don't stalk me.
Don't stalk her.
Don't
This
stalk
is
her.
my bitch.
I am.
Should we play with her hair
her
after
newest
that?
Friend. I
She's
think that
into
you haven't
the
made
stalking
friends with
idea.
anyone in the last 2 minutes. have
She's
you?
bored.
No, I'm lost.
She wants to
No.
think she's being looked at in the shower.
Cool. And Tracy's my newest friend. And we just witnessed an amazing. How did you know the people here with this show?
It's a long story. Provo is where it began. Let's say I met Stephen and Clark.
Okay.
And Stephen and I became Instagram friends on social media.
Social media, yeah.
And then
I've heard of
recently
it.
he hit me up and we were friends and went karaoke.
With benefits? Friends with friendly benefits?
Gold. Don't stalk her.
Don't stalk her, Eduardo Garcia. Don't.
I plead the
Like
fifth.
that
Okay.
the second or third question out of this is
Gonna
like,
go to
hey, do you
law
fuck
school
lady?
someday. And then
The benefits,
also,
you know what I mean?
yeah, he invited me to this event, and I came.
Loved it.
It was amazing.
It was.
Man, he invited me to this event. Welcome, musicians.
Time I can like dance in my fanny pack and people appreciate it. I feel like
You have a
I'm in a
fanny
good
pack.
crowd. I actually preach form and function. It's my life motto.
She really does have the fanny pack. This is great. So,
Why are we recording this? What are you gonna vlog this?
can I put you on my
Yes.
YouTube channel?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You're on a YouTube.
So
That makes this consensual.
That makes this consensual.
Using the word consensual makes him seem like he needs a therapist with a space between the and the R. He's a bad boy.
I feel like the video was going to get posted regardless whether or not she was cool with it.
You would have just cut that part out.
I feel bad for her because the spot is like, I don't want to chase this guy down and like say, hey, delete that shit. I don't want to be on the channel because, you come off kind of rude that
He
way,
has
right?
universal consent now. Stabby Hug says, stop hating, Billy. You act very similar when you go out in the world. Wrong. I'm a sweet boy. People fall in love with me. Deal with it.
Probably shouldn't be telling you this so soon into getting to
friendship?
know. Yeah, but just so you know, you're in the presence of the real life 40-year-old virgin.
That'll do it. Hey, let's run the pity card while we're at it. Let's be aggressively pitiful.
Oh, my God.
I like his editor, though. Like, I got to admit, out of all of this, I like the little text editing coming up. It's kind of tasteful. I mean, outside of the words that are in it, but just, in format.
I cannot wait to see her demeanor change after that.
Look at her face right there. It looks like she's in mid smile break, like her smile just got shattered and it's falling down. Like
There's that meme of the kid who's like microwaved something and it melted, and he's like got that look on his face like, oh, damn it. She's like, oof, this microwave has nuked this man.
Yeah. Never mind, she's about to elbow him. Oh, no, there we go.
Elbow drop.
Impressed a little bit? Like,
I'm a little excited. I'm a little excited.
Yeah, how is this guy a virgin?
Taking care of that yet.
Yeah, taking care of it is exactly the way
How
that
has
girls
that not
should be saying. It's put a ring on it, or
No,
let
fuck
me
those
put a
Beyonce
ring
bitches.
on.
Fuck those Beyonce bitches. How is no one taking care of this shit?
Because I look a bit like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Will you come next Friday to an art show?
Sure.
In Park City.
Sure.
Here comes the worst question I could possibly ask her. He's actively going to destroy his chances?
That sucks because, like, right here at this moment, I have hope for him. It feels like, damn, look, she didn't run away. And she's like, hey, I know friends who like Philip Seymour Hoffman. Come to this art show.
She's
so what
like,
could he possibly say?
She's like, you're a 40-year-old virgin? I've had 40 this year alone. Let's make it 41, Papa. What's he going to do to destroy this?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Park City Library.
Is it going to be a nude show?
No, I wish it was.
Okay.
There is a nude painting of me by this artist that's not at that show.
This artist, but it's not at that show. Yeah, she's a good time. She's a good time. She has a lot of fun.
Yeah, he struck gold here. This is like the best person for him to possibly talk to, or just about anybody, really.
I can't wait for him to fuck this up.
Crap, I'm going to get to see you naked?
No, it's not at that show.
Oh, okay.
But the artist does have a
Crush on you?
You're losing
dated one.
A crush on me. No, the artist does have a lot of nudes on me because we dated. He said the artist does have, and he says, a crush on you? No, man. The way she's been talking this entire time, the artist has probably a couple of Plan B kits on her.
Really?
He's my ex.
Oh, so you want...
And we're good friends. He has a new girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
But all my friends are in the art community, and it's like...
I love that Becky's dancing in the background together. This is quality and entertainment.
Yeah, some good old 90s. Oh, they're drunk. Yeah, they're having a good time. Look at them. They're like, yeah. We're wasted. This tent's cool.
Well, I wanted you to know the kind of person that you're dealing with here. Micro-famous.
Micro-famous. Yeah, I said famous, not penis, but that applies as well.
Micro-famous, you know.
I have a micro-famous
channel. Like, hey, some people watch the thing I'm recording.
Just warning you, I'm packing a micro-famous. 2.5 inches erect. Very thin.
2.5K subscribers.
It looks like a chapstick. I'm micro-famous.
Very famous.
Micro-famous.
What is micro-famous? What is
I'm not quite famous.
I should warn you, I'm micro-famous.
That's the only thing to be worried about with me is my micro-fame.
I should warn you. I should warn you, I'm micro-famous and I use it to abuse people. I show up to their house for fucking Klondike bars when they don't have no interest in me. Oops.
So how would you like another drink?
Yeah. Just make sure you watch the guy pour it.
But I do have 8,000 subscribers
There's a shit
on
ton.
YouTube.
I'm like, when I get over 100 likes on my drawings, I'm like,
Yeah.
8,000 is a shit ton.
Yeah. By the way,
Congrats.
I'm going to have people, if you want to guess how old Tracy is, you're not going to believe, because my guess I think was 26.
Hell yeah, get in there, dude.
Like 25, 26. And yet...
I'm not 25 or 26.
No. And I was very surprised. And then you guessed me. How old did you guess for me?
I thought that you were like...
You guessed that I was how old?
I guess that you were like 34.
Oh, yeah.
A couple years older than me.
A couple of years.
You're getting
that gives away how old you are.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Of course not.
Actually, no.
Are we really going to hang out at an art show?
So there's so many people coming. Please come.
Oh,
all the
'cause you
nerdy
need-
school
yeah.
art people are coming, and then we're gonna.
Gotcha.
So the reception's from 4 to 6.
Gotcha.
Just come to that part.
We said no stalking, then announced exactly where we'll be. Why would you say this? Why?
Yeah, you're giving them ideas, dude.
Oh my god.
Then again, she sounds like she's like, hey, yeah, come to the art show, stalk the hell out of it, you know?
Yeah, he could have cut this. He wants the smoke. He wants the smoke.
Can only I be allowed into the art show with just you and just us?
Yeah.
I'll do a private showing if you want to give me some more nude paintings.
Or whatever. And then after, food and drinks could go forever. Cody
Like
Chamberlain.
this. Like this show
Yes, like this,
was
like
over
this. Mhm.
an hour ago, and yet people just can't leave because there was so much goodness
The vibes
tonight.
are still happening.
Yeah. And then you're making friends like this.
I do always when I go places.
I can sense that about you.
But I don't go that much because it's too much sometimes.
It's too much. It really is.
She gets her heart broken every time she goes out. Poor girl.
Out of energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like once a week or a big event, maybe once or twice a month, really. So
That's
I've been like looking for
twice
the show.
a month more than
and then-
I go out lately.
No way.
I've been going through depression lately, and so I haven't been going out.
Yeah, that's a good icebreaker right there.
Yeah. By the way,
So I've been thinking about how much life is like just stupid and how we're all just gonna die and everything's dark at the end of the tunnel and all that. And anyway, how you doing?
you sympathized with me when I said I was a 40-year-old virgin. Now I'm going to give you the 1-2 punch and tell you I'm also terribly depressed and a shut-in, can't leave my house.
But you know what would cure my depression? Not taking walks or therapy or medication. I just need to get my dick wet, lady. Hey, so what are you doing this weekend?
See, as a woman who might want to give him the old heave-ho, like, you have to realize that's not going to be a one and done. He's a A1 stalker type. You let him in once, he's going to come to your house every day with flowers and hand grenades. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. That's why you can't just fuck every virgin you meet. Even though you probably should, you can't.
It kind of feels like found footage for a horror movie coming up, you know? Some kind of stalker thing.
Oh, God.
Like Falling Down, but some guy just like stalking chicks on like Tinder or something, the Tinder stalker. Oh, the Tinder stalker, because he's a Tinder guy.
Was there a Tinder stalker? There was a Tinder like murderer, right?
Murderer.
That's bad.
Murderer.
I had like a 2-year
Back in the day, I
period
used
that
to be
was,
really
like,
social. But yeah.
It ebbs and flows.
You used to be social?
Yeah, a 2-year period where she used to be depressed is what she was saying. Ebbs and flows. And he's like, yes, it does. It does ebb and flow. There's moments where I think I'm going to get the puss, and there's moments where I know I'm not going to. And every other minute, I'm happy because I think I'm going to get it, or I'm depressed because I'm not going to get it. Because I've never had it. And once I get it, I'll realize there was nothing to worry about the entire time. It was mediocre at best, especially with me. There's no way he's going to, if he's lucky, he gets a girl who actually goes into it 100%. If he's like lottery lucky. He's probably going to get with some girl who's used to just being used, and he won't know what to do, and it'll be very awkward and horrible. Very awkward and
That's sad
horrible.
now I think about it from that perspective, yeah.
Man, I always think about all the
This
sad
one's
things.
like, yeah, fine. All
I
right,
always
whatever.
think about all the sad
sad things. That way I can always expect them coming. But can't get this bad, can it? And if it does get that bad, I'll be like, I saw it coming.
He's going to go up to one of them and so be like, you want a Klondike bar? And be like, yeah, sure. And she just like drags him to her house.
She just starts gobbing on his dong, and he blows like 2 seconds in.
Oh,
He's like, what happened? What happened?
Oh, marry me. No.
No.
Stop.
No, all the depression will just go away at that point. You know what I mean? It's all uphill from there.
Because it's replaced with infatuation at that point. And you've become his problem that he has to solve and marry and make kids with and make right in front of Jesus Christ. Something strange about this fellow. There's a reason he's a virgin.
Let's see. Are you single?
Yes.
There's a hesitation.
So I was in like a long-term relationship where I worked with a guy like 5 times.
Oh yeah.
And it's like been a hard thing.
And he's also the lead singer of this band. And I'm talking with you because I'm waiting for him to get done talking to some other girls so I can try and go home with him. But, I'm single.
I think
I just
that
needed
it's
somebody to
officially-
talk to keep the other dudes off me for a minute while my husband gets off stage.
Not husband. Somebody else's husband,
yeah.
probably. Her
Someone
boyfriend.
else's husband, boyfriend, whichever.
like in the friend zone. I even like am surprised by.
But let's say
my heart is too big.
But
well, if your heart is too big, maybe it's time you win one for the home team and turn Skippy into a real boy.
let's say like a guy that you just became friends with could possibly ask you on a date sometime,
No, of
and
course,
that's
anyone can ask me on a date. Yeah,
anyone
I'm,
can.
I'm single. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm single.
Okay.
But I'm also not looking for a serious relationship.
She's saying she wants a one and done. She wants a one and done.
Chance, Skippy. Go get you some.
She's like, look, I'm not looking for a serious relationship. I just want to ride your goofy little ass and see how long you can last. If you're more than 8 seconds, that's championship bull riding material. That's all she wants. Christ.
Oh, yeah. No, I was thinking possibly a date.
Quality over quantity.
Oh, yeah. This was not, this was a very
This is
simple.
my other new friend. She's my next new friend. I'm a vlogger too. She's a
YouTube.
vlogger.
I think everyone's drinking.
Menage a trois time, man.
Yeah, menage a twat.
I'm a vlogger, yes.
YouTube. What's your vlog?
Well, it's in Russian.
Russian?
Yeah.
You're Russian?
I can tell she was a
What's your
Russian gal.
name?
Maria.
I'm Maria. I'm
Hi.
Skippy.
She's my new friend too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tracy with all the.
For you.
Oh, so the second newest friend.
How great would this girl Tracy be if she finagled a 3-way for his first time? You think he'd back
Maybe
out?
He'd get destroyed.
You think he'd back
Maybe
out?
he would be happier.
I don't know. I think he'd be overwhelmed and wouldn't want to do a 3-way first time. You think he'd go for the ride?
I have no
Maybe
idea.
the channel takes a different, turn after that. Just gets darker. He's like, "Hey, everybody, I'm sitting at home again. I'm never going outside."
Because Tracy seems to be a team player here. And
he's gonna end up tied up in a basement, getting his cheeks whipped with a cat of nine tails.
I mean,
he's not gonna understand what's going on.
He'd be lucky. I doubt that it happened, but he'd be lucky. What's this girl, Maria?
Yep.
Is it Maria and Tracy? Tracy's really trying, her best to get this man into something herself, and maybe even Maria. Now, this is crazy to me, but
I don't see that happening here.
I don't see it happening either because we know Skippy, but she's sure as hell trying.
I don't think she's trying.
Oh, he said, so if you were single, could somebody ask you out? Anybody could ask me out. She said, anybody could ask me out. She said, but I don't want a relationship. I want a quality time, not quantity. She's saying you can hit it and quit it because I don't give a fuck right now. I'm in and out of this other relationship 5 times, and I really don't give a fuck right now. I want to fuck as many guys as possible. So this other guy thinks that I am hot shit and he'll regret leaving me, or I'll forget about him while I'm fucking them at least.
I think she's just running her.
I'm the newest friend. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right on. And then how did you know Corey Mon and the guys tonight?
Well, this is my guy, Jason.
This is your guy?
Yes.
We should all go on a double date sometime.
Oh, hell yeah, foursome.
Or something. Anyways.
She said okay.
This.
Yeah. Oh, she's going to go home with Jason and have the 3-way.
That's my microclaim to fame.
Jason's having the 3-way.
I'm known for...
That's my micro claim
not
to fame.
Getting any.
Killer. I love this.
Oh.
That's my
I
micro.
can't wait until marriage, ideally. Yeah. Bless your heart for saying
By
so.
choice, I'm waiting until I get
think that
married.
I look like...
No, it happened.
Yeah.
You have 8,000 viewers. What are you doing?
Yeah, because you would think that with my figure, I could just get any lady to drop panties.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't.
But no.
Yeah.
Turns out, guys that look like Jesse Plemons can't get any chick they want.
Who?
You guys know
Jesse
who
Plemons. He was in the Breaking Bad. You ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the young kid that came in near the end of the series that was kind of like a cold killer that didn't really talk that much. Goofy face, little blonde.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy looks like fat Jesse Plemons or beta Philip Seymour Hoffman.
He played Todd on Breaking Bad.
Wait until he gets married, but he had no trouble stealing a kiss earlier.
Well, that's part of dating when you're a pathetic Christian.
Is he a
I suppose
Well,
if
he
you
just
got
said
nothing
sorry,
else, it's
Bishop,
like, look,
right?
this is rape for me.
Because he said, with my figure, get those panties to drop, and then the little title said, sorry for that, Bishop, or sorry I said there's something like that.
Oh.
A chubby Todd from Breaking Bad and I look exactly alike.
Oh, they met?
Whoa.
Just
Do they meet
picture
all
my
the time?
Face on, yeah.
Does he just hang out with Jesse Plemons all the time?
All right, well, this is my new friend Tracy.
New high school.
Yeah.
Do you think,
Well, yeah, had a fun time, a little adventure, you know.
Do you think he's really waiting till marriage? You don't think he would have a throw and go?
I have no idea. I don't know.
This is all too sweet to me. He's not marriage material. I'm sorry. You got to find somebody else who's not marriage material and settle.
Well, you can't describe yourself as the 40-year-old virgin and then go, I'm waiting until I get married. That's a mixed signal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just glad that we found him and we have him to talk about here, because I was sure getting tired of watching. I don't know. We're probably watching Wild Bill right now or something. Or
No. Actually,
you know what?
Actually,
comparably to a lot of bad people, I like his positivity, if nothing else.
So in about 3 minutes, we're going to go do the post show over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Drunken Peasants, twitch.tv/Drunken Peasants, twitch.tv/Drunken Peasants. We're going to go do the post show over there for a little bit.
Post show.
And then I'm going to do a mega upload, because I haven't uploaded post shows to Patreon in a while. So.
Hellbent. You want to tell the people at home what you're doing, what you're up to, where they can find more of you?
Yeah, if you like watching people just play video games, I do that on my channel. You can find it by searching Hellbent into YouTube, if it lets you. Otherwise, you'll find it. Same, little Demon Man icon. I play Binding of Isaac, Doom, early access stuff, pretty much retro, but maybe a new title once in a while. Nothing too fancy, but it's a good time.
It's good stuff. It's always a very chill stream. It's a good time. Sit back and watch some games and listen to you, your sweet voice say sweet things to the fans. It's always positive.
Nice and cozy.
Yeah. It's cozy.
That's how I like it.
I fasted for 2 days this weekend on the time off.
Yeah.
And I started eating today. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs, and then I had a salad from Chipotle. And my stomach is like, you don't know how to eat, sucker. You stop eating for 2 days. I've been having gurgles all episode. I don't think I've cracked any big farts, but I don't know. Maybe there was 1 or 2. I'm just saying it's been a good struggle, and I want to personally thank my gut for not sharding on stream. And I want to personally thank you, Hellbent, for showing up tonight. And Ben, I want to personally thank you as well.
You're welcome.
I'm glad that you were on the right side of history with this Derek Chauvin thing.
What? Okay.
I didn't realize this was an inquisition.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm just setting up the stream over there. It's going to take me a couple minutes here.
You play a lot of EDF?
I play EDF pretty frequently, but that game on the higher level is kind of insane. So we take breaks on it. What I've been doing now is I play Doom with the monsters tuned up to be way faster. So like the Pinky Demon, you can't chainsaw him anymore. He'll still get a bite on you, and he moves 3 times quicker. So you go in there, and every battle's like completely different. Just doing that, and Binding of Isaac Repentance just came out. The whole game's just the whole biblically themed, randomized roguelike game. Pretty popular, really fun. Highly recommend it. They added share play to it now, so you can do 4-player online co-op with it. To where for the longest time it's been one of those games to where you've just been dying for co-op but couldn't have it. Now you can have 4 people play it. It is insanely addictive and hard to put down.
All right.
Let's see. Other than that, I just love video games, man. You pick one, I'll play it.
Really quickly at the end here, everybody watching right now, when this video goes down, you should be able to comment on the video. And those of you that are watching it as a VOD, you should be able to comment on the video. In the comments tonight, post your favorite guests of all time that you've seen. People you might want to see come back. We'll reach out to whoever we can and keep giving you guys like Hellbent and all the other
guest recommendations and content recommendations. Either drop it into our Discord or send it to drunkenpeasantsinbox at Gmail.
Yes, but in the comments for this video, favorite guests of all time.
Favorite guests.
You like in the comments of this video, do that in this video, and everything else, do all that too. But this video, favorite guest. Don't say me, guys.
You're not a guest.
I know. I used to be though, all the time.
It's too long ago.
Thank you again, Hellbent.
I appreciate you having me on. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been too long. I'm glad you had some time to spend with us tonight.
Oh, what can I say? Time gets in the way, but it's nice to put a little bit of time away to have some fun on the internet.
Yeah,
even if
absolutely.
The powers of the be might make it a little hard sometimes.
Not anymore. Susan's for free expression. We're fine. We're safe.
She was given an award.
She got an award for it. We're fine.
You know, all awards are just total validation that somebody's done a good job.
And with that, we bid you good night. Everyone, please go to Twitch right now. There's the link in the chat, and there's a link in the description. Go there now.
Get it, get it. Spring is going to hit a little different this year because we're all finally starting to get back outside and see friends again. No matter where your adventures take you, bring the comfort and style of Mack Weldon along for the ride. Whether it's their hoodies, polos, tees, or active shorts, everything in the Mack Weldon collection mixes and matches seamlessly to fit in with any other products you have. I'm ready to spring clean my wardrobe and fit in some Mack Weldon's Ace sweatpants or a Vesper polo. Look fresh, feel fresh, get it. Mack Weldon promises comfort and a consistent fit in everything they make. From working out, going to work, or on a date, Mack Weldon is for everyday life. And with Weldon Blue, Mack Weldon's free loyalty program, you get free shipping for life. Mack Weldon wants you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep them and they'll still refund you, no questions asked. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/peasants and enter promo code peasants. That's MackWeldon.com/peasants, promo code peasants for 20% off. Mack Weldon, reinventing men's basics.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.